Damn.
audio.
Okay, that transition was good.
Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah, I'm burning. Ah!
Yeah, we have fire on the grill. We're all around the fire. We'll be discussing some tabletops today, some D&Ds.
Oh man, I'm stuck in Varus.
I don't know.
Do you want to
these
switch
people
place, Rain?
are. You know what? I can do that. You guys want to switch places?
I'd rather switch places with Skorak. I want to be Gragas. I want to be Jamaican.
Sure. Yeah.
No,
Wait,
no,
actually,
wait,
doesn't
wait.
fit
Park gotta
because
be-
you're
Park gotta be
looking
in
at
the middle.
the
Park-
left. I'm looking at the right. It won't make sense if we switch. No, you're staying there.
Yeah. It'll look. It'll be more. It'll look better. Yeah.
Marcus
Probably.
is not Jamaican.
Yes, he is. What are you saying?
Gragas is. He,
You
isn't
know
he
when all the
Norse?
Gragas do the combo and they're like bomba clat. you know? You know?
That's not a line that Gragas says. That's a thing that people say.
Oh, that's the thing that Gragas started. He was like, "If your boy, you know what I mean, bomba clat." You know?
We started and it's immediately devolved into league conversations. All right, nice. Hello, Don Laffy, and anyone else who might be watching. Can you say if the audio is good? If me and the other fellas are all being listened to close enough? Ah. Hello there. So everything's good. Yeah, nice. Good to hear. Good to hear. So yeah, we had a little bit of trouble today because Isaac couldn't make it. So I was like, we have Dio, we have Rain, we have Raxi who decided to join. Since we have all these DMs here, right? Why not discuss tabletops and DMing? Since the Harmacists is a D&D channel. Well, tabletop in general. D&D most of the time because it's the most popular one. And yeah, I think that's what we're doing today. I whipped this together, this little interface, very quickly, and Raxi made the thumbnail. So we are good. We are fine. We are smooth.
Woo!
Yeah, I'm also here, chat. I'm also here.
Yep.
Here's a funny thing, Skorak, actually, because you just brought it up, and I'm actually curious what your thoughts on this are.
Okay.
Do you count stuff like Pathfinder as D&D?
No, it's a different tabletop system.
Yeah. Well, because it's everything. This is a deep cut, but there are a lot of people that call all soda Coke, specifically the Southerners in the United States. Yeah, the southern states will call all soda Coke because Coke is like the most universally known of sodas. And I find myself doing this a lot. I'll call Pathfinder or Pathfinder 2e or Starfinder. I just call it all D&D, even though I've only played 5e with you, you guys. I don't play 5e. I don't play actual D&D.
At that point, it's mostly just a question of like, it's almost, do you consider D&D a genre? Because at that point, if you're talking about like Coke in the South, it's almost like that they consider that like Coke is just like the genre of drink. It's like the same as soft drink.
Yeah.
It'd be like, consider D&D like a genre of tabletop.
Yeah,
I think it's just more like since it's like popular, like the Coke thing is like since like it's a popular soda that in there, that's why people everything that's soda related just call it Coke.
At the end of the day, technically speaking, Pathfinder is an offshoot of 3.5, so there is a kernel of truth there in calling it D&D, but like it's still not correct.
Yeah, it's technically not correct. However, I find myself talking to a lot of people that don't know anything about TTRPGs, and in those cases, it's somewhat easier to just say, "Oh, I run D&D campaigns," or "I make D&D systems like D&D," and in that case, it's a lot easier to be understood. So I think in that case, it makes sense to call it D&D. But yes, Korg is right; it's not technically D&D.
Yeah, it's just a funny thing that I've realized is that because it is just incorrect to call it D&D, as you've mentioned, but it doesn't matter.
I mean, if it has greater utility to use the name D&D, then you might as well. I forgot.
It's way easier to just call it D&D. it's way easier to just call it D&D.
You know, where you have, as mentioned above, your character's not racist, but also incapable of feeling sorry for them, and would gladly cause bigotry to our own advantage.
So,
I forgot some of these things.
What are we?
On
Okay,
that
okay.
note, one of the reasons why whatchamacallit, the topic of the DMs talking about D&D and whatnot got brought up was because currently Rain is going to try to run their first campaign, and had invited me and was asking for advice in certain areas. They've been asking for advice for a lot of general things, but at the moment the topic was pre-sessions and how to integrate characters into a world. I think that Laffy, you had mentioned to Rain earlier, I think in a chat inside of the Harmacists whatchamacallit, to talk about the looking at some of the Fate Harmacist pre-sessions. But I actually feel pre-sessions are a really interesting topic in terms of tabletop for me, because I feel like I am atypical when it comes to pre-sessions. I feel like most people that I've seen, or most people that I've almost like D&D content, or D&D air quotes, done tabletop roleplay things that I've seen, tend to not have these like long form, almost like miniature story pre-sessions. And I do it for a very specific reason. But before I get into that, before I hog all of the spotlight, other DMs, do you guys do like long pre-sessions, or are you more like a start at session 0, hit the ground running kind of guy?
Usually, I am more of a start session 0, hit the ground running. I think pre-sessions work on very specific circumstances. Like, for example, in the Fate campaign, right? Because it was all going to be set in one location, and Musuzeme was kind of a character in and of itself, right? Like, the location was very important. I feel like the pre-sessions helped to set the characters in the location better. So I feel there it fit very well. In your standard, you guys meet in a tavern campaign, where you're immediately going to go somewhere else, it might pay more to have, to just start from session 0, go session 1, everything's on the table, and you just go, you reveal stuff as you go, rather than have a big backstory session. Also, when you stream it, I feel like a pre-session is a bit more useful.
Yeah, to get the players and the chat on the same page at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
Raxi, any thoughts? I don't know how much. Raxi, how much have you DM'd in general? Have you just done the JoJo's? Have you done other stuff on the side as well?
I have done very little. I actually like it that we have a really nice spectrum of GMing experience here. I have done a total of like 3 campaigns, all in all, or I haven't completed the first 2 at all. I've done like 1 session from each, and then I did Seed of Churches. As far as these sessions are concerned, I never thought they were needed for Seed of Churches. It was a more of a in the moment, riffing it kind of thing, and things were happening to the players, and you got to know the players through what the PCs, I mean, through how they reacted to whatever I threw at them. I definitely love what you did with Fate Harmacists. That was so epic. That was amazing. And I did think of doing that thing with Seed of Churches as well. But I just didn't want to have the whole series have like this kind of chunk at the start that didn't really progress the story.
Yep.
But maybe you would feel like you would have to watch it if you were an audience member, right?
Yeah, yep, yeah, that makes sense.
But it's kind of like the drawback of pre-sessions. It expands the characters a lot, gives a lot of context, places the characters in the world, but at the same time, if you're an audience member, it's like none of these really progress the story. None of these sessions progress the story, but you do still kind of feel like you should watch them.
Yeah, they're kind of like almost like a prequel thing. Like this isn't a D&D thing, but there's like the Fate Zero. If anyone watches Fate Zero, there's a hour-long episode 0 that you probably should just watch. But I've gotten the question: it's like, should I watch this, and it's like, yeah, you probably should, even though you technically don't need to. You could start at episode 1. You don't need. UBW does this as well, actually. The Ufotable just likes doing this with Fate for whatever reason, is that they have a hour-long episode 0 that, like, you kind of don't need, but you probably should watch, and it's kind of this awkward situation.
Wait a minute, Strange Fake also does that! Like, technically, the PV was that, kinda.
Yeah,
you know?
Strange Fake is Strange Fake is the more fucked situation. It happened with Strange Fake because of the stupid way that they decided to release it at the start, because the mangaka was still not finished writing Strange Fake. So they were like dragging it, like, come on, dude, just finish. Come on, Gurabuchi, you gotta finish it. And he's like, I'm trying. But the
what was the delay for it? Like what, 2 years, 1 year?
Yeah, it was like 2 years or something like that, yeah. Because they really, really wanted, Type Moon really, really wanted to release Strange Fake. So they kept releasing these PVs in episode 1, but not actually, because they couldn't actually air the anime until the stuff was done. Or they were afraid that they were going to have a massive delay in case Genrobuchi decided that he wanted to take 3 years off to do something else. So they had to drag their feed. But I think it is finished now, or if it's not, then it's like really, really close. But anyway, let's not derail too far into a Fate thing. Rain, you are you've run a one shot, or have you run other stuff outside of that?
Rain is muted.
No, Rain muted the
You know, while that's happening, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny because like there's like basically 2 experienced DM here. One just finished their campaign, and like the other one is starting, and I'm here just as a spectator.
Yeah.
You're the surprise, remember?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh wait, your range back.
So that's why you guys grill me?
Listen, well, whenever it comes to something from a player's perspective, you could definitely chime in. But or even like that. Well, so Rain, this is kind of
for all the DM stuff part. Shut the fuck up.
I'll sit in my corner. In the corner.
For like an aspiring DM, Rain, from the outside, kind of, but as a person that's making D&D campaign for the first time from the ground up, do you have any thoughts on pre-sessions? Because I know that you had watched one of the pre-sessions from Fate Harmacists and are now thinking about doing it that way.
I already wanted to do it. I think that just the way you did it just really because I was gonna do very short and just only the final scene, but now I kind of want to expand it a little more because I think it's a really good tool of setting for each of the players, them in the world, exploring their relationship to it, and also showing me kind of how some of my different players will play, because obviously, I don't know. I think it'll be helpful for me. I think it'll be helpful for them, and I think it'll be I think it'll be very useful because it's not really just everybody has a very complex relationship with their homeland. And everybody, no one is just yeah, I grew up in Colombia and I wanted to join the CIA. They're all foreigners who would be killed or imprisoned if sent back to your homeland. There's why you're here, what you're doing, all of it feels like it's not something that I would be as comfortable just throw in everyone just in immediately. Oh, you're on the team. It's kind of I want you to live in that in that space just a little bit beforehand. All these characters, their backstories and everything are all incredibly important to how they ended up in their current situation. They've all lived lives and been real people before you're taken over for the campaign, and these are lives that influence everything else here from the very beginning. And I think it's a good way to let them explore that a little more. And I think it's a good way for me to understand how they want to play and what their expectation for their character is that can help me help them. Is there anything else I should answer?
I mean,
No,
no,
that makes
the
sense.
yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
I like that.
I do have one comment,
It-
and I mean, Dio, since you have more experience on main pre-sessions, you can, you can stop me if you feel like I'm talking bullshit, but I do feel like pre-sessions are also something that might be a little better to do with more experience, because you are just DM and one player, which, unless the DM is good and the player is good, could easily hit some snags.
They can be intense. So that's something you've planted that in my mind now. I'll get back to that. Because I find it funny that we talk about it like this in terms of pre-sessions, because it very much becomes crystal clear to me that I am a very atypical DM, especially when I talk to you, Skorak, because you constantly mention like these plug and play, just like join D&D stuff. And I see this happen at like cons. I've gone to like 8 cons now, and they always have D&D at the cons, and I'm always like, how do people do that? Because to me, I have only really ever. So for one, I'm very rarely a player. I have for the most part been a forever DM for my IRL friend groups and friend groups that I've no longer, etc. Like most of the D&D campaigns that I have been in, I have been the DM for. Not only that, but when I started to be a DM, like in high school, the Critical Role didn't exist. And I am completely self-taught when it comes to being a DM and how to run a Dungeons and Dragons campaign. I didn't have the money to buy like the D&D books or whatnot, so I just made worlds from scratch. And all of that said, the things that I do just don't work in like if I wanted to go to a con and play D&D. I have like I didn't do it at a con because I don't want to waste my time at a con doing it, but just in case it was bad. But I have gone to like LGSs where they have D&D night, and I've observed and been a part of a few of those, and man, those feel weird to me.
Yeah.
Where I imagine that's like the most common that's the most common way that people play D&D, I imagine. Or maybe not the most common, especially after Critical Role, but it definitely used to be.
I mean, Critical Role definitely wasn't a thing, because like when Dio was in high school, that was like the 1950s.
Shut the fuck up.
You sure it's the 1950s? You sure it's not the Egypt times?
He was building the pyramids in between periods.
Yeah, it's fascinating that you say that, because from my perspective, I feel the exact opposite. I feel like me just being like, alright, I have an idea, I need to run it now. Come on in, everyone, we're running a game, right? Like, everyone I see online in the games I'm trying to join, or even friend groups I have online, that they're like, hey, I have an idea to run something, can you wait for a couple of months until I'm ready to run it? And I'm like, no, I want to do it now.
So maybe I'm more normal than I think I am, but the reason why I do pre-sessions the way I do is because
I mean, this whole thing I think boils down to like different people's creative processes.
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely. When it comes to D&D, because it's so open of a format, so what about a thing in general, not only the way that you have your creative process, but also the players that you have are going to drastically shape how things turn out and how you want to do things. The reason why I do pre-sessions in the way that I do is because I, like many years ago, kept having this issue where it wasn't that my players hated the characters that they were playing, but my players would, in these longer campaigns that were over the course of like years, or maybe even like not even, like sometimes within a matter of months, would get very bored of playing their character. Because they would think of a character idea, but not really in depth think about like how that character would interact, how it would fit into the world. They wouldn't have ideas such as that, or they would have basic ideas, but then like maybe a misconception about something. Like maybe I describe one nation in a certain way, and then they think that they fit into that nation in one way, and then they realize that the nation is not actually like that. And then they would bounce off the characters within like the matter of weeks or months. And it gets really difficult to make a bunch of plans for characters and then have players say, actually, Dio, I'm really bored of this character, can I switch now? And I'm like, what are you supposed to do? Just say, no, actually, every week I want you to come and play this character. You can't switch. Like, you can't do that. And so my solution to that is going, okay, I'm gonna make you love your character. I'm gonna make you understand what your character's deal is inside of the world. Like forcefully, I will sit you down. You will like your character. You will play them for at least 1 year.
It's very much, to me, it feels like sometimes it's obviously very different, but it's like adjacent in some ways to my like acting process, where there's a lot more questions that you ask about. The more you like learn about acting, at a certain point you do a lot of it subconsciously, but you're asking like question into question into question into question about your character and who they are and all of these things about their past that like in order to, because they lived an entire life before you're stepping into their shoes, all of that to them is totally real. But I think sometimes if you don't have, if you, that pre-session can really help you do that, because like, I mean, for example, I do love Blizzard. I think Blizzard's awesome. I like that type of pre-session. I think would have helped me, especially early on, to figure out exactly what I wanted to do with him. I figured out some things just like throughout it. I mean, the way that he acts has changed in some ways because of what's happened, but in some ways also just because I've found the way that I want to play him over time, and it's like kind of because more and more thought about the past and then how like these things would interact and like trying to have it be more interesting for me, because like the overly like fake nice from the start was always going to be there at least some extent, but like there's just things about him that even though I put plenty of thought into it from the start, I think it would have been stronger for me to initially come in with to come in with that pre-session where it's really all laid out. And it also obviously just it depends on like different people are gonna like it and different people aren't gonna like it. You can't necessarily any creative methodology is gonna be your creative methodology. You can't be exactly the same across people.
It definitely gives you overall grounding, yeah.
I feel very confident in at the very least, very least, 2 out of my 4 players I feel very confident in like the one-on-one and everything. And I think the others will be good. I think we're gonna have fun. I think we're gonna ground their characters, and I think it's gonna be great. At the very least, I think me and Dio and me and Tori, the very experienced players, like at the very least, that's gonna be very good. But I think the others will also.
The Skorak, though, to answer your question from the start, pre-sessions are actually extremely stressful for me because now that you understand how I view them as like I want to force quote unquote my players to think more about their characters and to understand their character's role in the world. Like, hey, no, this is how the nation is like. Let me describe it to you in detail, in character, as if I am a DM in a one-on-one session to you. Hey, this is what Musuzeme is like. This is what your parents are like. This is what, etc., etc. You know that, and then you also individually have that information, and then can express that information in character session with other players, etc. What I've ended up doing, though, I'll send this in C-squad, and you can show it if you want to, if you've been OBS Magic, if you want to, show it to the people that are also here in chat. This is half of the notes that I take for one pre-session.
Jesus Christ.
I am really... This is not for Fate Harmacists. I couldn't find the Fate Harmacists.
Guys, I can't really show this because it's so vertically long that it would look horrible to show on the fucking on the
I couldn't
overlay.
capture more of them without it looking even worse, by the way, because it's the total of 4 pages.
Yeah, there you go. It's 4 pages.
Yeah, it's 4 pages in Google Docs, single-spaced, of just a whole bunch of stuff going part by part for one character's pre-session. I am really nervous when it comes to pre-sessions because, to me, first impressions seem so important, and a lot of the time, if I fuck up something, in terms of like if I fuck up a person's introduction to a world or a nation, then that can like color their entire experience. And I've had the opposite of this happen as well, where if I have I feel like I got Kaiser really, really good in his pre-session because he did not know what was going to happen going into it, and he felt very emotionally attached from his pre-session to, what was it, Triple H, right? That was his name, Triple H. Yeah, and then Kaiser from then on, from session 0, was like, all right, I'm bought in, I'm in this world, I got my things that I want to do, I know what my character's goals are, etc., etc. So to me, I think pre-sessions, or the way that I do them, are very high risk, high reward. But if it's like boring and you fuck up, it's like kind of miserable. So I am a nervous wreck when it comes to this. But also, as I said, I also think that I'm atypical, and the way that I do things is a bit extreme. I don't think you need to take 4 notes for every single one of your characters' pre-sessions. I don't think that that's real. I don't think that this is not a real thing that you need to do.
The way you say that, it sounds just like, now I'm like, I understand less why you do it, because I'm like, okay, why would you put like your player's attachment to their character like in such a like a crux, right? It's like you basically put yourself in a situation where either you succeed or you fail, and there's no safety nets.
Well, first of all, I'm built different. But beyond
okay.
beyond that, I
will say, if a player already likes their character, I think Dio's job is not as hard. It's definitely, you could say, high risk, but it's like you're gonna have like 90% chance of success. If you fail, you'd fail hard, but like
no, the risk is somewhat mental instead of my own mind. When I say that, when I say risk is that I've had it backfire in a way where there was one player who really didn't. I had a misunderstanding about what they wanted from their character, and so when things solidified inside of their pre-session in a way, they ended up not liking what their character actually was, and then we had to kill off that character within 3 sessions. That was like brutal endgame of the backfiring of that kind of pre-session. They were like, hey, I don't actually like where my character starts at. This is not where I want it. I was like, oh, fuck. But usually that's not gonna happen. Usually I'm not gonna misinterpret to that extent what they want from the character. And some of this is on players, right? It is not the DM is responsible for a lot of stuff, but they're not fully responsible for the player's enjoyment of their own character, right? So when I say high risk, high reward, that's because I'm a psychopath and I'm putting all of that pressure onto myself, even though some of it's imaginary. Where like there are certain types of players who will, regardless of pre-session or not, completely be fine with their character. It does kind of depend on the players as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is the way you described it. Definitely seemed like, okay, if the player likes the character, you will make them like the character even more. If the player dislikes the character, there's always the chance that by doing this you make them absolutely hate the character.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I think that the way that I do things can intensify existing emotions, and the benefit that I see in doing things like this is that for players that are undecided or players that don't interview their characters a lot, it can help flesh out what their ideas for the character are. Like, I don't think, if I remember, Kaiser had only done D&D a little bit. And so even, for example, Para as well. I think that Para and Kaiser are good examples about where I like doing pre-sessions, because they haven't played D&D a lot. And so I don't think, Para, actually, if you're still here and not playing Warframe, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but for Yamada, you didn't have like a super, super extremely good idea of like all the in-depth about like what Yamada wanted before the pre-session, your ideas for like what Yamada's goals were, what kind of personality you wanted, etc.
If I'm to be frank, the thing kind of like just crystallized like at the end. It was kind of late for me because like I was trying to like do something else, but like I ended up not doing it. So I was like, you know what? No, fuck everyone.
Yep. Yeah. I think that they could be a really good tool for newer players to go, hey, I'm gonna make you think about what you want to do. Hey, turns out you're a homunculus and you know that in your pre-session now. how does that make you feel? And then they, without the ability to, because especially, I remember this when I was starting out with D&D as a baby.
I also finish your thought, Dio, but I want to go next because this is just like making me think about something that I've
Yeah. What I remember when I was a baby, even like just talking, and like role playing, especially like doing voices and whatnot, like howdy partner, how's it going, etc., etc., can be stage fright inducing, and just like forcing that one-on-one, forcing the all right, there's this information, you have to make the choice. What would your character do? It like jump starts, and like there's nowhere to run, nothing to hide behind. You must think about your character. You must make decisions as your character, etc. What do you mean cannibalism? What is happening in the? What is Dorian saying in the chat?
Yep.
I was seeing it and I'm like, what the fuck, Dorian?
Don't worry.
What is happening?
She has sent that to my server as well.
What is happening in the chat?
Oh yeah. I forgot to tell you guys. My server has an alleyway shooter. Not in real life. I just named a bot alleyway shooter because like it's like a 7-Eleven. It's supposed to be a 7-Eleven, and like there's like these like Mr. Beast scams.
Yeah.
Oh,
like basically
the
just like
scams.
yeah. So basically it's like if you post an image in this channel, you get shot.
Yeah.
You posted
Yeah, I have a like honeypot thing as well to fucking catch the spam bots.
That's so funny.
But yeah, I like there is also something that I've come to realize, and this is about just what I like in stories, and that is I think gone to D&D, and I think for Dio you might be the same, and this may be a difference in Skorak. Like the character work is number one for me.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I think for some people there's like the plot itself, the story threads, like themes. These are all things that are important. I think everybody who likes stories would say, oh, all those things are important. But like there is like everybody's got kind of like certain priorities on things. And I think for me, it is the characters themselves. It's why, you know, like one of my favorite events in Arknights can be Black Forest, like Will's a Dream. And a lot of people would probably be like, really? That over something like, I don't know, something way more popular. And there's a couple examples, but you know, I'm working on a video for that. I don't want to spoil all of it. When it's like, I really like Typhon and Magellan. I think they're some of the most entertaining characters in any events. I think like the character work is what I really like. I think that does reflect in like D&D and how much I think about my character and how much and the value that I put on these presets in a similar way to Dio. Where for Skorak, he might have kind of the plot lines and like the overarching story is his main thing. So he doesn't mind, you know, kind of just starting from zero, because that's like he's looking to get right into that plot line. That's the number one thing for him. So you kind of like different things that the DM themselves puts the most value on and likes the most, and thus like, you know, you get into it in different ways because there's different things that people like the most.
There is definitely a lot of joy as well from a player's perspective in exploring and discovering their character as they go. Not that the pre-session, you know, cuts that off completely, but I do really love doing that myself. With some RPG games, like video games, and also playing D&D as well. Sorry, TTRPGs. Where I don't have a great idea of what my character is gonna be exactly. Like I know, well, kind of what they're gonna be. And as I'm playing, I just, oh, what would I do in this situation? Maybe they would do this. Okay, so that informs their character. You know,
Yep.
I find that really enjoyable. And the pre-sessions like do put a small dampen on that. So maybe that's
That
what's
is
not.
true, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That would be. I mean, that'd be kind of like what I was saying. For you, like you don't necessarily want to go into all of the character work beforehand. That's not like the most important thing for you. You like having these other things, and then you have the moments of it throughout. You have like the main story, and then you have the moments where then you do the character work like later on. Or again, like I'm saying, I think for me and Dio, it's like that when that's like our like I think that's I can at least speak for me on. I think that's my like favorite thing. So I like doing that. Like I think a lot about my characters and a lot about motivations and different things with that. I mean, there's a specific there's a character that I'm making to play in a game with Skorak, and there's a specific build that I'm running. And I thought about, like, I ended up at one point thinking about why exactly that's the specific type of fighter, the specific way my character fights, and a like character reason for that. I think that's the type of thing that I like and I think is really cool. But probably there's a lot of people who don't think about that stuff or would find it like kind of lame too. So I think that's kind of one of the big differences. I mean, that's the thing with the pre-sessions. There's really two main questions that I want players to ask themselves in those pre-sessions and figure out. And I have to figure out with the scenes how to properly get there.
Yeah. It's always, this is one of the most interesting aspects to talk about when it comes to D&D, because D&D can be anything that you want it to be. I've seen campaigns that I have very much not liked, that I don't think are bad. It's just that, like, for example, I'm not a massive fan of like a survival D&D where it's like very I describe it as like ticky-tacky, where you're like constantly having to like any D&D campaign where I'm having to count the amount of actual arrows that I'm firing when arrows are 3 copper pieces, that I don't think I'm going to be enjoying that D&D campaign. And that's not, listen, I'm not saying it's bad to enjoy that kind of D&D campaign. It's just like that's not why I play D&D. And so I'd have to be in a really specific mood if I wanted to play in one of those style of campaigns. Oh, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, I'm saying, like, honestly, I feel like that's one thing that every DM in this particular room has in common. I don't think any of us are
really
survival.
Junkies,
are survival DMs.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. There are a lot of people that will also play D&D like a war game. Like they just treat it like it's Warhammer or whatnot. And their character, quote unquote, is just like almost like a blank slate archetype, where it's like I'm the gruff paladin. Yeah, but why does the gruff paladin worship their god? I want to hit paladin things. Here is my build for my gruff paladin, and it's like that's not a wrong. Notably, that's not a wrong way to play D&D. It's not a way that I would enjoy playing it, but you can play D&D however the fuck you want, bro. There are so many different. There are West March campaigns. We're only sticking to, as I mentioned before, as I alluded to, we're sticking to mostly Pathfinder and Dungeons and Dragons. But like, there's Vampire the Masquerade. There's Cyberpunk. There's Starfinder. There are so many different ways to do shit.
Of course, yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, right? Everything.
There's the Uma Musume tabletop. No, sorry.
Hey, Uma Musume tabletop now with the Yuna Kageyama race map.
Alright. Hashire, Uma Musume.
Sorry, continue.
That was amazing.
You were the one talking. What do you mean continue?
Was I? I thought Skorak was talking, wasn't he? I thought I cut Skorak off by saying the Uma Musume thing.
Okay, what I mostly wanted to say was an anecdote, which is, I don't know if anyone here has like listened to or like read a bit of the Old Guardsman Party, which is...
Oh, my friend is obsessed with it, yeah.
Yeah, which is so fascinating because it's a campaign that started out as a survival D&D campaign and slowly progressed into a more character-heavy narrative campaign, which is the first time I've ever heard of that happening. You know?
That's insane.
Both a DM and players that are so willing to go from one style to the other, and somehow it works.
Yeah, I mean, when I started being a DM, and I think that this is a very common experience, is that most people, because all of the rules are focused on the mechanics and a lot of it's focused on combat, oh god, tell me if this is true for every single person in here. Maybe not for Rain or Para, because they're second generation DMs, so they didn't have to deal with this. Did you have the diplomacy problem? Or no, I think actually, Squark, you still roll diplomacy a little bit. Actually, I'm really curious about this. We're gonna have a discussion about this maybe. I initially thought diplomacy was mind control, because the concept of, or sorry, it would be persuasion.
Persuasion, yes.
I know that you're more 5e pilled. So there's a skill that's basically persuasion. It's called diplomacy in Pathfinder. I started out assuming that, hey, all the words that I say are only really conduits for me rolling dice, because when you're getting into D&D, if you don't have someone to guide you, all of the rules are just about the mechanics. There are no rules around RP, because how do you make rules around RP? You know what I mean? And so when you're like, all right, what's D&D about? And then you're learning about D&D, all of the rules are focused around like, oh, here's like how you build your character, here's what your to hit is, here's how you roll your skills, etc. I so often have found this issue in new players, including myself, where they're like, all right, I scare him away. How do you scare the guard away? I roll intimidate. No, but what do you say to the guard to make him, like, he's a guard whose job it is to stand here. What do you say to him to make him go away? Hey, guy, I have a gun. I roll intimidate. It's a nat 20. What? That's not how that works.
Yeah.
That's why I love Blaze in the Dark and Apocalypse world system, because you have to say what you do, and what you do directly informs how easy the role will be. I love this system so much. I wish I could go in depth, but maybe it's a bit off topic.
Technically speaking, right, there's nothing preventing the DM from also doing that. Like, you can be like, hey, guy, I have a gun, right? And he rolls on that 20. But technically, since you can't critically succeed with skills, be like, dude, what you said was so bad that you couldn't succeed the DC. The DC was 30. You know?
True. But it just feels proportionally way worse
bad,
for a player,
doesn't it?
You know?
Like saying that, even though technically it solves the
I
problem.
just got back.
Water is here.
I will say
I got hit by a chemical warfare, but it doesn't matter.
I will say
Yeah, that happens.
One of the like worst feeling things to me sometimes as a player is when you have like a perfectly good like logical argument, and then you roll like shit on persuasion, and then it's like, well, they just did listen to me. It's like, god damn it. That always feels like, man, y'all stupid.
The thing that that drives me is probably like it only happens in like the first campaign. So like Scott, your campaign, Scott, it was like back. Wait, back then it was like.
It only happens with Squar's campaign, which Para hates, notably. That's what
No. It was just in the independent contractor thing. It was like, for no reason, I would just like get nuked. Sometimes I would just get nuked and just get like knocked out. It was like, why me?
Oh,
you were really squishy, right?
You were squishy,
yeah, but like it was like the collar. I'm pretty sure it was like the collar for like
the collar.
It might be. I might be insane. I do remember. I think that there was an instance where Hydra got knocked out like 1 billion times and then took Elysium because they crashed out.
Yeah, I think that was like that was when biblically accurate Hydra happened, right? Like in the
yes.
No, but like this is way before. This is way before.
This is something I will freely admit as a DM, as like a little flaw I have. I like flashy moments. And in combat, the best way to make flashy moments happen is to give your opponent an attack that does so much fucking damage. So I do that a lot. I tend to like overtune my enemy's damage numbers a bit. Because then I hit the player, and the player goes like, oh my fucking god, you know?
I did that with the first campaign I ran.
Remember?
Sorry,
who's first?
Did I cut you off?
Who's first?
I don't know.
Okay,
I'm gonna go first because like, it's
totally satisfying if you hit.
I'm gonna go first because like it's just
go
tiny bit, but like the only thing I remember, it was like from that campaign, it was like a collar. I think it was like a shock collar or something like that. I tried to break it. And I got shocked. And I'm pretty sure the damage was 200. I'm pretty.
Yeah, but that
like
one,
200 something.
That one was meant
it was
for like the idea was that
What?
the damage was tuned for the boss because that shock collar was meant to restrain the boss.
And I also got shocked.
Yes,
Like,
because you were touching it.
but yeah, that's just something. That's just something that
The
like
Shanker
happened
did
way,
also
way
happen.
before.
Yeah, the Shanker was also a
Right.
real thing that happened.
Rex, you said you also have this problem.
Oh, what I said is I said first campaign, it's actually my second campaign. And from then on, I always overtune the amount of damage that the enemies do. What I always make them do more damage and have less HP, which has
funny.
this glass cannon, really aggressive feeling where the players get hit once and they immediately are like, what the hell is happening? And then they like start moving around. And it also gives them the feeling that they're barely surviving, or they're barely, scraping by, pulling off the clutch victory every fight. And it's really fun for the players.
I do like that. That's the kind of feel that you get from like Nuzlocke fighting the Elite Four in a Pokemon game, where like everything is like 1 or 2 shots. Like
for example, if you
all of your
remember,
team and all of your opponent's team can like kill each other very quickly.
to bring
Yeah, but it also does matter a lot, the vibe, the tone, and the setting that you're going for, because the campaign I ran it on was like this Mad Max desert survival hardcore sort of campaign. So getting almost one shot makes sense. And we also made with Yukas a long time ago a TTRPG about Monster Hunter, and the monsters did 90% of your HP with one hit, which also makes a lot of sense in that case, right?
Yeah,
So I think it matters, because if you make like I love how I lead it in as if I'm gonna make a good example, and then I have no examples.
Okay. To bring a very recent example from my end, right? Which Rain and Dio will remember. The Witch Hunters. Also Para. Wait, Para was also remembered. Para is also in the campaign.
Yeah,
I'm also there.
Yeah, you're
No,
also
sorry,
there.
Witch
Chad, I'm also
Yeah.
there, Chad.
Goofy, and I don't like
Technically
them.
speaking, making an enemy that if they hit an attack on you, they get another attack indefinitely is horrible as design, like enemy design. But it was I was hype as fuck when it was like he almost found him and then he missed it.
Maybe a reset.
all about the
Out here,
feel.
Skorak Riot Games making enemies.
Mm-hmm.
A reset.
It's all about the game feel.
Exactly.
So, first of all, the second generation DM was not meant to be condescending. I meant that I didn't have a guide when I was making a DM. And learning all those things for myself, I ran into a whole bunch of these fucking massive gaping pitfalls that I think that a lot of people, if they were to just read the rules, would run into. Anyway,
It's fine, Dio. We know what you meant.
Yeah.
Being a first generation DM, it's different, you know?
God the fuck, god damn it. It's different as in we're bad and we ran a whole bunch of bad campaigns
It's
when we were younger.
different, we pushed through so much adversity that these kids, gotta
Back
experience
in
that.
your day, I didn't have a book. I have to make do with cardboard. I shaped like dice.
So,
Yeah, back in my day, I had to carve it in stone.
I'm really curious when it comes to this. So I, for a very long time, did not like combat. I, in fact, actively tried to avoid combat as much as possible, and was very heavily focused on like the RP side of combat. Very recently, with my most recent campaign that I am currently quote unquote running, I have really dedicated a lot of time to making combat good. Because I used to do the same exact thing that both Raxi and Skorak you had just mentioned, with wanting to do these big moments with these big damage that in theory isn't balanced, but it's fine. I have found there are new hacks that I have found that you may consider using, because I found these to be really interesting hacks as I've like really delved. It's so funny that the trajectory I've taken as a DM, where at the start I was like, I don't like combat at all. It's just a thing that has to be there, and I got more and more RP focused. And now I've snapped all the way back, where I'm still very character focused, but combat's like I understand the systems now. I understand how they can enhance the RP actually. But anyway, number one, I think that it is underestimated how much RP in and of itself can denote hype moments and or instill fear into your players. You can completely terrify the fuck out of your players just by saying things a certain way, with like how a person appears on screen, or describing what their powers are like, without rolling anything. And even besides that, another way that I found is really powerful to impact my players is by jobbing. And you can cheat a little bit here. What I mean by jobbing is that you can... It's the same kind of situation what you would just describe, Skorak, with what happened to Cerberus in the C-squad, where Cerberus got fucked up really, really bad. But you did it in a mechanical way, where usually if I'm jobbing an NPC, that ability usually won't actually be on their sheet, or it's like a once per day ability that they then use on that NPC, so they can't use it against the players. So I could have the best of both worlds, where like they have let's say there's a demon that has an explosive vial embedded into their arm or something like that. They could use that on an NPC, completely destroy that NPC in the same way Cerberus got destroyed, and then also have a balanced fight without using that ability. Because I'm like heavily focused on, not heavily focused, but like I'm actually using a decent amount of combat into this campaign.
Fair enough. Well, if you noticed, right, most of the witch hunters really broken stuff is specifically if they're attacking a witch,
yeah,
right? So I also did something similar, which is against the party, the witch hunter couldn't really do as much.
Against the party, except for Rain when he was the witch, but you know,
when he was a witch, but like, you know, how many Rain's loop?
Yeah, when he was a witch, bitch killed herself, so I'm not touching him. So,
correct, yeah.
That's what it is.
Oh,
and now
God.
I just miss.
Now you just, you know, run a very successful logging
What was that,
company.
like 158 damage into the void?
Into the forest.
You're a polar bear now.
You made so much new farmable land in the forest, man.
I suck.
You got turned into a creature.
No, the bear was such a good choice. I love the bear.
I missed 158. I missed 158 worth of damage, and it's like, man, this sucks.
And then he got turned into a bear.
And then I'm like, hey, and then you know, have the little moment with Odin. And I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna turn this into an RP moment later this session, and then I'm a bear, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna do it when I'm a fucking bear. I'm not gonna do a serious RP moment while I'm low poly 3D polar bear.
God, it's so funny.
At least now you're a
look,
big bear.
look on the bright side. You are a challenge rating 7 creature. You are technically the strongest thing in the party right now. Because now you're a dire.
Oh my god. So like next time Sebas be talking shit, I can just give him the business?
You can just give him the watch your tone.
Watch your tone, motherfucker.
God, it's so funny.
Yeah. You know, we already had, not now, man. Maybe we'll have just watch your tone.
Not now, man.
Not now, man is.
That was so
Not
good.
now, man is such a like smiling friends
Yeah.
type of like comedic bit in just the like the fact that it's the goofy ass 3D like
Polar
low
bear.
pulse
Yes,
slurp bear
thank
with
you.
just the most like real, genuine. Not now, man.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah, that was a peak fucking moment. I think we've talked about pre-sessions.
Yes.
Are there any other
Hey,
topics
Gio, we
before-
have fucking
Yeah, I know. That's what I was going to get to. Are there any other D&D related things that you guys wanted to bring up before because me and Rain wanted me to specifically one, cover pre-sessions, but also cover parts of my character so that Rain had a better idea of what I was expecting for my character for the pre-session. Because as a reminder, I think I said this, that Rain is going to run their campaign and I'm going to be inside of it. And that's why we're bringing up all of this. But anyway, so before I do that, though, because I don't want to just start monologuing about my character, is there anything else that you guys wanted to bring up? Or anything, other topics D&D related you wanted to bring up?
Yeah, kind of. I don't know if I'm gonna word it correctly, but it always bothers me how new GMs me included, would like it always it feels like everything you do might be wrong, and that's kind of a side effect of D&D being such an open format. But what's the best way to overcome the initial feeling of everything I do might be wrong, and there is no way to tell if what you're planning on doing is correct for the group you have, the setting, the game that you're running, the system maybe?
I feel like at that point it's a lot of trust. You have to like review what you do, and then just like have find a certain level of trust in yourself. This is something that I've struggled a lot with through the years in acting, because acting is also because like everyone's process is a bit different, and like your approach to any character or any individual line, sometimes it can be really hard to not get in your own head about like, am I doing this right? Because there's no real like this is the right way. And if you do it in the quote unquote right way, then it can just be boring in the same generic way others would do it instead of like your way. So there's like, I think it's something where you have to probably, similar to that, review your process, talk with your players, or talk with other people to hear other perspectives, and then just you have to be able to find some trust in yourself, probably, as hard as it is.
There's no 2 + 2 is 4 for this, unfortunately. I feel like honest communication and feedback is the main way you get slowly closer and closer to like what you would consider good DMing.
Yeah,
great points. Yeah,
I do think that for me, when I realize, I don't know if I would consider, I'm not Critical Role, obviously. I'm not the fucking Matt Mercer. But when I got comfortable at being a DM, that process was a lot of seeing what my players reacted to, and trying to iterate on that a lot. Like, it usually you can tell whether or not your players are engaged. Some of the best feelings that I've gotten as a DM are when my players are like actively messaging me in between sessions with like these. I remember Perry used to do this as well. It's always
Please
a
don't
great
remind me
moment.
that. Please don't remind me
It's always a
that.
great moment where you wake up on a day that is not D&D day, and you have messages from Kaiser and Para that are both like long, multi-paragraph. Hey, here's my theory about something that's in the world and my plans, and then I'm being pinged in the Discord server because they're like, I figured it out. Archer is this person. That's usually when I feel like when you can gauge the level of engagement from your players. That's as Skorka just said, that feedback is really important for understanding about whether or not you're doing things well. Of note, I don't even like the term doing it right is, I feel like, a wrong term, because I understand what you mean though, but there is a certain mindset that there of note.
Well, yeah, that's
I've
like
already talked about it, yeah.
if you were pointing to me,
players.
that's like part of what I was saying, is that
Yeah,
thinking about
yep.
doing it the right way isn't of itself a trap.
Yeah, because there are players that would like things that other players would hate, and it really does just depend on what your goals for that campaign are. As we've already mentioned, there are people that only enjoy like the pick up and play LGS D&D, and I would hate doing that. But they love it, and so it's like, it is what it is. There are different video game genres for people that like different things. You just have to try and set your goals when you're making something, and then you can see if you're reaching those goals by doing introspection and or by feedback from other people.
Yeah, and I do actually think it's really important to let your players know that feedback is appreciated, because sometimes they kind of like sleep under the radar.
Yeah.
Or like maybe they'll feel like, oh, maybe whatever I say might not help the GM, right? So it's letting them know that feedback is appreciated always helps. But yeah, I also had the joy of experiencing what you said, messages between sessions. That does seem to be like a really nice thing, like a nice boost to your morale as a DM.
Now, the single best feeling of being a DM, in my opinion, is having players have even like either sending me messages or just having in-depth discussions about theories of the world, and they're completely just fucking batshit wrong. They've pigeonholed themselves into a thought process, and they're like, the Lord of Light is a demon. The Lord of Light is a demon. It's for sure the Lord of Light is a demon. I'm like, I don't know how. And you just sit there and you listen to them, and you're like, you guys made a fundamental misunderstanding like 3 sessions ago, and this is just gonna be funny when we get to the Lord of Light's domain. Like it's just gonna you stupid fucks.
Wait, no, but like
stupid sons of
talking about
bitches.
that, talking about like the theory and stuff like that. I did talk to you about the theory, like where I tried to like sacrifice myself and then like combine with the curse. I
basilisk,
forgot
yeah.
the name. Yeah, basilisk. That theory is like so far-fetched. Even now, I don't remember it. But like, the only thing I remember is like sacrifice myself. So like the true name, got diluted or something like that.
Yeah, because you changed their saint graph because because you were adding
It was
more
like
soul
really
to it.
weird. It was
Yeah.
a really weird idea.
Okay, listen, Don Laffy, why'd you have to say that? Spoilers. No, actually, I'm not even gonna say anything, just in case I actually do run that world for the Harmacists one day.
That would be great if that ever happened.
You will listen, Laffy and or everyone in chat and or everyone in D&D. The Lord of Light is one of my favorite characters of the D&D world that I may or may not one day run for whatchamacallit, for this. They're the god of light and the god of fire, the god of order and justice, and they are fucking awesome. But anyway, that's beyond the point of anything that's happening. I can't get started on
The Lord of
I can't get
Light.
started on yeah. If I get started on Lucius, I'm gonna lose my mind. Instead of talking about Lucius, then is there any other topics before? Because I don't want to I'm gonna delve into Cassiel here.
Yeah, I mean, Okay, so this is.
I think the people will like some of what you've got here in your documentation.
Skark, what were you going to say?
Okay, I was gonna be like, this is all like, pseudoscience bullshit, but, a little fun game. If you had to condense what kind of DM you are into just one little phrase, one little catchphrase, what would it be? It doesn't have to be accurate, by the way. This means nothing. This is just, because I think it will be kind of fun.
Yeah, I've unironically, not the catchphrase itself, but I've even, when I was talking to Rain about the style of DM that me and you are, I had said that I am a Western RPG maker and you're a JRPG maker. I feel like that is the best way to describe our 2 different approaches to being a DM. And in that instance, then I could describe my entire way of being a DM as Skyrim with depression. That would sum up everything. How I be a DM is Skyrim, not Skyrim with guns, Skyrim with depression. That's
that does make me really excited because there is I've discussed this briefly with Theo, the character concept for like if I ever am in a campaign run by him, because there's a concept that I really trust him strongly to help make come to life very well, that I would want to at some point, if I ever play in a campaign from him, a specific character archetype that I want to, that I'd like to run.
So what's your taglines then, Raxian Skark?
Western RPG East, fascinating.
I can describe that a little bit more later, but you gotta go over your taglines first. You're the one that you started this.
For me, I would describe myself as a high moment Sonora DM.
Very much.
fair.
Yeah, very much.
It's definitely, I have a series of cool moments I want to happen, and I will move towards that direction, until they happen. So that's it. That's my tagline.
All right, Raxi, you gotta come with a tagline.
Oh boy. I think I don't know if I don't think I can come up with a nice slick tagline like all of the cool guys here, but I can definitely tell you that I prepare a lot, but I'm so ready to kill my darlings every single time the session starts, and fun is prioritized. I don't mind it. You know, if I prepare 100 hours of whatever this and that, and I want this to happen, I'll try my best to make it happen organically. But if it sacrifices the fun of the players, nah, no way. So that was a really long sentence. That's the world's longest tagline.
That's the tagline, baby. That's the tagline. Write it down. Write it down.
This product launch is not going to succeed.
This product launch.
We did the A/B testing, it didn't go well.
Fucking A/B testing, Jesus. The very brief aside before I get into Cassiel, the score with I think that you are very, very similar in terms of how you DM to a friend of mine, which is one of the only instances where I've gotten to be a player as well. So that's why I say it feels very similar. And both of you, by the way, love JRPGs. Both of you are JRPG feeds. Both of you have played. You said you played Persona, right?
Yeah.
You're the one that's played all. Yeah, he has also played all the Persona games. I swear to God, you're the same person. But anyway,
this is a random thing, but semi-related to that. What tagline would you give Rafters, Skorak? What should I be prepared with his game?
Rafters. Oh, that's interesting. Continue talking. I'll try to come up with one.
Yeah, you and this other IRL friend of mine are, if you can look at the differences between a Western RPG and a JRPG, JRPGs are a little bit sandboxy. Like, it's not to say that you don't have freedom. It's not on rails. You can go and do side quests and stuff like that. But they are very much focused on, as you'd said, leading up to these big hype moments, and the story is the main appeal of those games. If you compare a MMO like World of Warcraft to Final Fantasy XIV, all that anyone talks about with Final Fantasy XIV is how good the story is, right? The main story is the main appeal of seemingly of your world, right? Like, where there is freedom within a certain range, but you are still focused on the mystery behind the the looping siege structure, etc. And this is not good or bad. I'm just saying that, like, the how it differs from mine is that how I run my campaigns usually is full sandbox. I think I've used this term before when I've talked to you about it. Is that if the difference between Skyrim and Persona is that in Skyrim you get to Whiterun and then you could do whatever the fuck you want, right? They're like, the main quest is there and is important to some extent, but it is really player driven about where they go and what they do, and that is how I usually try to run my campaigns. I'd even say that, like, yeah, kind of I'd even say like Fate Harmacists is a more story focused campaign than what I usually do, because it was shorter. Like, it had a set date. It was supposed to be like I think it was supposed to be originally 6 months, and then it ended up being like a year, because we had like that. What was that, like 2 months where we didn't do anything? Anyway, that was like 2 months of like summer where we just kept living miserable. We kept skipping. But that was like a shorter campaign for me, especially because I usually do long campaigns in big worlds with multiple fleshed out regions that are like the current campaign, for example, in terms of size, in terms of scale. The current campaign that I've teased multiple times in Foundry, I would say that it has, what is that? Lumiere, Azuma, Morkan, the Alliance, Amiria, Kaizo. 6, and the Deadlands, but they're not really real until the late game. There are anyway, there are 7 campaigns that are the size of Fate Harmacist inside of that world. That's the level that we're dealing with. And I give the players, I just go, all right, what campaign are we doing now? Like, you've gone to Lumiere, you did the Lumiere Fate Harmacist campaign, pick your next campaign within the world. And that's just like that's usually how I do my campaign. And that's like entirely different to your style of being a DM. Obviously they have overlap. We are aligned, and like we both like characters, we both like stories, etc. That's like both really important to us. But like I am like really, really freeform, and I'm just like, I will create a setting and then give my players free reign to interact with whatever they want, and the world reacts to their choices.
Right. Wow. Okay.
I'm also
fair
super
enough.
focused, but honestly, I have never tried a longer, more sandboxy kind of campaign. So maybe I like it. I want to try that.
Listen, I love it, but I don't know if I showed you the folders. Actually, I love showing people the folders.
So
Have I showed you the folders,
folder.
Roxy? Have I showed you the folders for all of my characters, Roxy?
And no.
Okay, I'm doing it then. Skorak, I don't know if is it possible to show the stream the folders? I think I showed this once before, but there's more now.
man,
Dio, you can't show
I'll get to it in a second. I'll get to it with Casio.
you
Tell
can
you what,
show
fuck the spoilers. They're not gonna remember shit.
Yeah.
How many?
Okay,
folders
actually, I say that, but
would
I'll
there be?
try to tell everybody.
I will say.
Sure,
Okay.
it's not that many.
Wait,
folders.
there was a question that Rain asked me, which is what kind of DM Rafters is, which you guys don't know Rafters. Rafters is one of my is at the end for a campaign.
Was Raptors a part of like the original kind of audience in the first campaign? Was he kinda, like,
he's
around?
no,
I feel like
he's
he was
part
around.
of my
I feel like I
Patreon
remember
campaign.
that.
So yeah, he is a part of the audience. I don't think he watches them live, but hello Rafters. You know, if you watch
Hello,
the VOD,
Raptors.
yeah.
Hi, Raptors.
I feel like I heard him say he doesn't watch C-Squad.
Bro,
Which fair.
yeah.
Fair, we suck,
Which one?
Raptors. Yeah, we suck and you hate us.
Which one is he? What's his name?
Demon of the Rafters.
He showed up for C-Squad a couple of times. I feel like
I think I remember that.
Yeah, totally.
He should have been here like once or twice. But anyway, yeah.
No, I
he's
do.
the-
I think I remember that name. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say he's probably okay. If I had to bring it to a cool tagline, he's a Full Metal Alchemist. Yeah. Okay. When you play with him, it's like you're playing a nice, well-written shonen action series. Okay, which it's nice, it's well-written, but it's also an action shonen series. Okay, you should expect the trappings of an action shonen series, which means he's also a little bit of a high bone sonora DM.
Gotcha. So, Skorak, you can show this on stream. If you
let me see
want,
if
you
I
could
can.
just. I don't know if you know how to. I don't remember shit about how OBS works. I don't know how to screen capture the Discord thing. That I don't know if I can.
Okay.
But I'll wait until you tell me if it works or not before I start opening folders. I love showing my people my folders. I'm proud of it.
Here.
Every time I show my folders, Rain asks me if I'm neurotypical.
This man always showing his folders in public to
Yup.
other children,
Hey, no, don't.
whipping out his
Whoa,
folders.
whoa,
in the
whoa,
dark.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
Hey, whoa.
Oh, God.
whoa.
Welcome to the stream, Matt Chaplin. Matt. Why can't I say that? What is happening to me?
Matt
The English
Chapman.
language is failing. The English language
Usually
failed
when
me.
the name is like really hard to say, I would just like give them nickname.
It
For
wasn't
example,
even
my
hard
chat.
to say. I was
Like,
bad.
for example, one in my chat, like there would be like one guy that's like has like a really hard name. I was just like, your name is now this.
You just make up a name.
Yeah. No, like I usually just like cut the first part of her name. So like is like for this one it's just Matt. Yeah, your name is still Matt.
Fair
Chapman
enough.
is not even a hard.
Yeah, I
No,
don't
it's
think
not. No, I
Chapman
just-
is
yeah.
like that hard of a name.
I failed my tongue decided it no longer wanted to work.
You started going skip the up and da, and that's it. That's where it ended.
Boom.
All right, I bought you the 5. Did you figure out how to do it yet, Skorak?
No, I don't know where they are. Look,
Does
guys,
anyone know
you have
OBS?
to trust
You
me.
have to
Has
stream
folders.
you have to stream your OBS in order to.
That's what you
it's
did.
a lot of
Okay.
folders.
Yes, I have to
You can be
stream.
confident in the fact that
your-
he's not lying. It's a lot of folders.
It's a lot of
Yeah, you have to
folders.
click- Yeah, click on my stream in Discord, and then you should be able to like window.
Yeah.
Let's
Show
see
window,
how many
or just
folders.
Let's see if
Oh,
I-
this one. Yeah, that's a lot of
You
folders.
just not this. You.
No, that's my desktop. Let's see, Discord. Properties.
That's the stream itself.
Yeah.
Thank
That's
God,
So-
thank God.
Yo,
No, thank
that
God, they don't show the
My,
stream key
my
anymore.
fucking lunch is gonna get here before we even start,
There we
Dio.
go. Okay.
Thank God we don't even show the stream key anymore. Thank God, YouTube.
Goodness.
Thank
Kind
you,
of.
YouTube.
There we go. Got it.
Folders.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. This bit took up. I didn't think that. I thought it would be quick. So in a quick bit, this is Simmel. Welcome to the world of Simmel. So I was talking about the. I said that there are 7 different regions that are all the level of Fate Harmacists. I don't know if I remember how many characters there were in Fate Harmacists. I think it was like 50. But I mentioned like Morkan, the Alliance, etc. When I said that every single one of them was the size of Fate Harmacists, it's because we will now start to open the folders. And when I say I have a lot of things for made up for this, and that it is 7 different Fate Harmacists campaigns all built into one, I did mean that. This is Azuma by itself. And then we move on to Amiria, etc., etc. I've never opened every single one of the folders all together. I imagine that there are probably like 300 characters inside of this world, each with their own name. If you open up any of these, I can't open up that one. If you open up any of these, they should have whatchamacallit, full sheets for. Oh, hey! I copied this. Yeah, Belzuma, yes. I copied Belzuma. But they each have their own stats and whatnot, their own axes.
Who's the god who gives you like a lawnmower again?
Frank? Oh yes, Frank. You know shit about Frank. So
I do know shit about Frank. I know he gives you a lawnmower.
By the way, Dio, how closely did you vet all of these to make sure they're not AI? Because I look at a lot of them and I'm like, that looks AI.
Oh no, they probably are. They probably are. I won't lie to you. These were some of these need reworked, as it were. It sucks. Random me ranting. It really annoys me that I can't disallow tags on Pinterest. I don't know where you get a lot of your art, but for the longest time, I got a lot of my art for stuff I wasn't streaming from Pinterest. Unlucky that for Pinterest, I can't. So much I can't. I can't. And sometimes it's hard to tell. Some of these I got lazy. I won't lie to you.
Some of these are like, okay, fine, good enough.
I'm not streaming this for a lot of it. Well, for any of it. If I do stream this, I'm gonna have to find art for every single one of these tokens. But the or not just find art, but I'm gonna have to make art the same way I did for Fate Harmacists.
Hey, look, it's Suzerain.
Hey.
Oh, that was the test photo.
So, Dio, my fucking lunch is here.
Yeah, no problem. How long? I mean, you could eat lunch and then come back and then we talk, or
yeah. I'll probably be gone like 15-20 minutes.
Sounds good.
This is unused tokens. And these are the waiting room. Yeah. So these are all of the characters in the campaign.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
I will say
what I was talking about.
Dio, if I can be a little bit, a little bit of asshole for a second, right?
Yeah.
So your campaigns are amazing, but if someone were to look at them from the outside, they couldn't tell with those names.
What, with the names of these?
Yeah, like.
Or wow, so
a lot of these names are so like, oh, the Lord of Light is named Lucian, is he?
Yeah. Of note, what had mentioned it? Nope. It's the gods.
Up your
I think
Frank.
I'd mentioned this before, is that this was my first time messing around with Foundry, and so when I was making the gods, I needed a test god, and so I made Frank as a test god, and the players found out about Frank, and they demanded that Frank be left in. He's not real. He's not a god that you can worship, but he's always going to be inside of the list of the gods. Yeah, he's always inside the pantheon because he needs to be. He's a god worshipped.
So ascended that he's immaterial.
Even like we gave him spells too, because all the gods, when you were sanctified by one of the gods in the world, they give you a spell that you can cast. So it's like, what does he give you? He gives you a tool. He gives you a shovel that you could use for a hard day's
Thanks,
work.
Frank.
You know what I mean? Yeah, thanks, Frank. Then he gives you befitting attire. He gives you a cool suit. He gives you a cool suit and a shovel. That's what he gives you for worshiping him. And he gives you a favorable review. Aura of the unremarkable. Which, by the way, is actually a completely busted spell, but
he's just a guy god. He's just a dude god.
Yeah, it's just a guy. It's just.
It's literally those fucking images, I don't know if you've seen them, where it's like Man 2, Man Origins is all the Rayman.
Yes,
fucking,
yeah. He is the god of human champion fighter. He gives you action surge and then action surge.
Oh, that's great.
In upgrade, when you get high enough in the Frank Church, he goes from a review to giving you a survey. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, the survey is like very fucking high tier stuff.
Yep, yeah. The domains, cities, confidence, ambition, family, passion,
and freedom. Damn.
Oh, fucking Christ, this is so funny.
Oh fuck, that is pretty funny.
I promise Lucius is not a demon, okay? Lucius is the Lord of Light. I know what you mean.
Wait, Lucius,
but those are my...
Lucius the guy, like the name of your guy in the other
Correct.
Rain campaign?
Yes, I based them. Yeah, well, Rain did a mini one shot. It was, I think it was supposed to be a one shot, and then it turned out to be like a couple of sessions long.
Yeah.
And Rain does not know this, but yes, you did draw the connection. I played the god of my own world as a character in Rain's thing. And yes, Lucius does act like that. That's why the players think he's a demon, is because Lucius is an arrogant asshole. He is the god of light. What did you expect?
Oh, that's great.
But actually, I'm just gonna, real quick, I want to talk about I love Lucius so much. One of the players tried to bring Lucius to court, essentially, in order to shake the people's faith in him. And Lucius's defense in court was not, I didn't do it. Was not trying to find evidence to prove that he was right. Lucius came down and said, I can't be wrong. I am the law. I am the embodiment of the law. The law can't be found guilty. Fuck you.
I cannot be...
You cannot hold me in contempt of court. I am the courts.
Bro. Did that work?
Well, they're not very happy about it, but what are they gonna do?
True. He's literally the embodiment of law.
He is literally the embodiment of law. What are they gonna do about it?
Oh boy.
Where can I find this thingy? What do you mean? Because what I'm using right now is called Foundry VCT, or Foundry Virtual Tabletop. It is what I use instead of Roll20 now.
Sorry guys, I gotta go. Sorry. Yeah, I gotta go.
See you later then.
Okay, I slow you.
Thanks for the discussion, guys. I hope we do it again.
Yeah,
It was really fun.
Yep, yeah.
See you, chat. Bye.
Bye. But yeah, this application that I'm using is called Foundry. If that's what you were asking, if you were asking where you find like all of these documents and stuff, you won't be able to find it anywhere. Because this is all just on my whatchamacallit. It's on my hard drive. Yeah, it's on my hard drive. Yeah.
You know,
So
since
this is not
there's
uploaded anywhere.
only you and Dio, there's only Dio and Skorak here. I need to talk.
Yeah,
I am now obligated to talk.
Yes, you.
Yeah, usually I can just like be in the background. Usually I can just be in the background because like there's so many people. I can just like, ooh, yeah, I can do something else. The grind is calling.
I will now hide the Discord stream again, so we can go back to the little campfire thing.
To the other thing, yeah.
Yeah, we can take Para from being boiled alive and put him to where Raxi was.
What is the employee of the month thing? What is that?
Oh, that is the latest person who has become a member.
Oh, we have that set up. You manually edit that, or was that a
No, I think it's automatic. Hey, if anyone wants to become a member, we can check.
Nice segue.
Yeah, you know.
Is that linked to the Harmacists channel? Or is that linked to your channel?
That's linked to the Harmacists, I think, because I don't.
I'm assuming it's this channel.
Could you imagine? Actually, wait. Can I unsubscribe and then subscribe to your channel and then change it to me? Hold on.
No. I'm pretty sure that's membership. So.
Oh, it's membership. Shit! I have to pay money.
You have to pay.
It's
Pay up, Dio.
Yeah, it's a way to win. It's a way to win position.
Pay up, Dio.
God damn it.
You gotta get a cha-ching.
Oh, I was trying to cheese the system. It would be so funny if it was actually linked to your channel, and then I show up for being the latest member on your channel.
That would be pretty fun. I think it's linked here. I linked it to here simply because, like, I mean, I'm not really streaming on my channel. From time to time, I'm streaming here. So, you know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh.
Alright.
Any other... So we have a little bit of time to kill while Rain eats food before I talk about the character, because Rain wanted to know about my character. The woman, actually, but the...
Oh, yeah,
no spoilers. Is there anything else that you could think of that you wanted to talk to me about tabletops?
Let's see. Okay, so it's been a long time now, but I did actually attend a few like creative writing classes at some point, right? And I did learn that usually, or at least the people there told me. I don't know if it's like true.
Yeah.
Can I ask, where are you all from? I'm from Greece.
Me and Rain are Americans. Sporak from Greece, and Para is from Indo, right?
Yeah, sadly.
Sadly? Don't say that.
Hey, come on, man.
No. Once you are here, you will understand.
It's in general, C-squad's rather multicultural. Specifically, a lot of Europeans and Americans.
Yeah, to be honest,
Like if you think about it, independent contractors shouldn't exist.
It's like the substance, of course. By the way, it was so weird to me when I was like, because I'm currently organizing the Uma Musume campaign, right? Which, Dio, I'm gonna get you to the Indian one day. You can't escape me forever. You will become a horse.
Dio, you will have to sing, Dio.
One day.
You have to sing if you win, Dio.
At the moment, I am in the maximum amount of, because in theory, even though we only meet every once in a while, because a whole bunch of working adults, I am technically still running my own campaign, and then I'm also going to be in Rain's. I don't think Rain's is going to be that long. And then I'm also in C-squad. I am at the maximum.
No, look, it's a joke because one of these days I'll make you a horse girl. You will be a horse girl.
I don't like the sound of that.
But yeah, so I'm doing that, right? And it was so weird to me when I was like, okay, where are you guys from? And everyone is from America. Like, everyone is like, and I'm like, damn, I was so used to having people from all over the world. Like, Polarisu was from Africa, right? Kaiser is German. We have all of these, like,
had
you know...
every continent.
Yeah, we had every continent. And now it's like, damn, it's just me and all the Americans.
Yep.
But yeah, no, what was... Okay, before I got derailed. I got a creative writing campaign, and I learned, or they told me, that there are two ways to write characters. Either you start with a core trait, and then you begin branching out into different sort of like habits and quirks and, flaws and stuff, right? Or you do the opposite, where you start from a bunch of like disparate ideas and you basically tie them together into one core like trait, into like one character, cohesive. Which one do you like doing the most, if you do either of those?
Yeah, so these are both common ways to make characters. The other way, there are a lot of different ways to make characters. One that they don't mention that's really common, especially as a DM instead of a player, is a lot of the time some characters are made as, I don't want to say vehicles for the plot, but as they are made from the extenuating circumstances of the world that you were creating, if that makes any sense, right?
So
if
products of convenience.
Yeah, I mean, kind of, but like, so like the okay, sorry to go on a tangent, and then I'll answer your question. When I'm making a world, I usually start with the nations, and then I ask myself, what do I want this nation to be? Like, what is their, who do they worship as their main god? Why? What is their culture like? What is their government like? And then I go, okay, based off of all of that, what kind of person would be leading that kind of nation? And what does that say about their nation? And then, okay, I have their leader moving down, who works under that leader, and do they like them or do they not? Are there rebels in that society? Are rebels tolerated, etc., etc.? And that's why I make my nations.
Okay, so the idea is like either the character informs the environment or the environment informs the character, and for you, usually the environment informs the character.
As a DM, yes. As a DM, a lot of the time, a lot of my characters are products of their environment. Especially when it comes to people that are high up in nations, like the king of a nation or the leader of the trade alliance, they are made as a result of the surrounding world a lot of the time. It's fun. I had mentioned that because that is the opposite way of how I make player characters. As a DM, because I am also in control of the world, it feels a lot different. Because just for Cassio, for example, I am almost always the first one. I a lot of the time start with one central core idea for my character, and then I go, okay, this is like their almost axiomatic belief. What do I do from there? Leo is also like this, where Leo's axiomatic belief was that, well, actually, do I spoil that? Because axiomatic belief has not been truly revealed yet. So, well, you'll get to that later. And then I base everything. Yeah, I base everything around.
That will help us later.
It's a surprise tool, yeah.
Oh, by the way, hello, Sword. Sword is one of the players in the campaign that me and Rain are gonna be playing in. So, you know.
Interesting. Also, you're from England.
How many campaigns do you guys have? Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, does any one of you like keep up with the World Cup? I know it's it's seemingly everywhere these days.
Yeah, it's like really popular this year for some reason, but I'm not a sports guy, so the World Cup is no exception. This is not like the average American hate for soccer. I just don't watch sports, so you know, I just don't watch sports.
That's fair. I'm also not really a big sports fan, but my family watches it, so I basically keep up, like, you know. Wait, who joined the VC? Did someone?
Oh, hello, Dom.
Oh,
hello.
Speak, Dom.
Oh, there we go.
Speak your shit. Speak your shit, Dom.
I didn't hear it because I'm on OBS, but I saw the little Fugi pop up. So I'm like, wait a minute. Also, you have a new little icon. That's nice. Yeah, there you go. Now we're grilling you over the fire. We have a new person.
Go.
Unfortunate.
Hey.
It looks like a Project Moon thing.
It's probably
It's hosted Druid. It's worse than Project Moon. This outfit is from a hit free-to-play FPS anime game that exists. Don't worry about it.
Nova.
Actually, Dom, have you played any D&D? I'm just curious. I don't. You hang around these communities, but we gotta get you a D&D campaign.
I missed her. No schedule, man. Schedule scare me. So no, I haven't. I played a Cyberpunk Red campaign once. That's basically my entire D&D experience outside of watching, staring at you guys.
Oh man, Cyberpunk is such a cool system.
Yeah.
One day.
I mean, look, man. Cyberpunk, I have played once, and to be honest, the system was like, okay, I will say probably one of the most snobbish things I could ever say. I like Shadowrun better as a system, but
not based. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, as a world, man, it has so much cool potential. Like Night City is such a cool fucking character.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, you're right. You're 100% right. I think that Night City and Cyberpunk's world is really, really good. In terms of raw, crunchy numbers, I think that if you're going to do Cyberpunk, I think that both Shadowrun and Starfinder are better. But I'm either, if I ever do it, I'm running Cyberpunk. I'm doing it Night City, and I'm just going to use Starfinder or whatchamacallit. Because Cyberpunk is so fucking good. It's just like the unfortunate part about wanting to do that is that there are some things that are some things that don't mesh well between like Shadowrun and Cyberpunk. Like, for example, all the fantasy stuff in Shadowrun, right?
To be honest, the fantasy stuff is one of the reasons why I like it better. I don't know why. I'm like,
no, I like it more. No, I do too. I'm just saying that like if you wanted to do Shadowrun system, but then do it in Night City, you're gonna run into problems because like, I want to play an orc. No, you can't do that, buddy.
Yeah.
No, you can't. No, I'm sorry, buddy. You can't put it.
The best I'm giving you is a very big angry man.
You'll be a big buff angry fucker.
Daima does in Night City.
I've been integrating myself more into Cyberpunk. The video after the horrendous launch, the video game is actually quite good. Could I be Nomad? Fuck
yeah.
I think Nomad is actually one of the all of the Corpo, Nomad, Street Punk. They're all classes inside of the Cyberpunk system.
I did hear that the game got better. I haven't played it in a while because I want to get Phantom Liberty before I play it. And Phantom Liberty is decently expensive, so I'm not but
it's not on Summer Steam still yet. It was 41 launch, but it launched like 2 years ago. No.
Let me check how much it is now. Anyhow, as I do that, I'm gonna keep talking about Cyberpunk. I'll be honest, Edge Runners was really good.
Yeah.
And Edge Runners 2 looks really interesting thus far.
Wallahi, all of them are dead.
Yeah, that's the funny thing. At this point, not killing them is...
Look at our Netrunner!
At least they'll die with like a bop music. The music is so fucking good. The music is so fucking good.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. Edge Runners is in my top 10 of all anime. I love Edge Runners a lot. Like, it's very good. There is something about
you can listen.
Oh,
sorry, you save it.
there is something about Edge where
Welcome to Night City.
Oh, okay, it was the fucking trailer that started playing. The Steam
Yeah,
fucking... I was like, welcome to Night City. And I'm like, what the fuck?
You're hacking it. You're hacking it.
It was like Keanu Reeves. Whoa.
Well, he's getting isekai to Night City and so on.
Oh my god.
So I will try, just in case anyone hasn't watched Edge Runners, I'll try to talk around it in a way so that no spoilers. But
sorry,
there's
guys.
the main complaint that I've heard about Edge Runners is that it's too short, right? It's too short, it's too sad. They wanted more time to spend with these characters, and I find it so interesting. Like, no, that's exactly the point. No, is that even the complaints that you can find about Edge Runners for the most part, about like it's not as fleshed out as they could have been. The characters, you only feel like you got to spend a little bit of time with the characters in Edge Runners. It's like, yeah, that's the point. It is too short. You never get to spend enough time with these characters as you want because you got to burn fast and burn bright. That's just how it is in Night City. Everyone parrots the fucking Johnny Silverhand line at the end of the 2077 game. Oh, did you want a happy ending? Wrong city, wrong people. Like it. It's so good. So I don't think it's perfect. Notably, I don't think any of my top anime are perfect. I think that Edge Runners succeeds at what it wants to do so perfectly. Like I don't think it fails at what it sets out to do in any way. And like there are other problems with what it's trying to do. Like there are problems with what it's trying to do, but it does what it's trying to do flawlessly.
Really, yeah.
Fucking amazing show.
Yeah, really good show. I really loved it. And really excited about season 2. I hope that it lives up to it. And the trailer definitely seems like it's like they get it. It seems like they get it. It is very
Swordmane,
nice.
the Forged in the Dark system. I've heard of that. I've never played it or run it.
I liked the ending for David in Cyberpunk, where he is like fully realized and accepted he's gonna die, and just basically gives like one last fuck you to the guy before he just gets obliterated.
I like how this started. We're gonna try walking around spoilers.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't think Rain was there for when I was like, I'm not gonna say.
I wasn't. I just got here and I heard you talking about the ending.
Listen, if you didn't want spoilers, this is the wrong podcast, wrong people.
Yeah, true.
Wrong podcast, wrong people.
Oh man.
No, fun fact, I haven't actually watched Edge Runner.
All right, so lasso Para down right now. Lasso Para down.
No.
Uninstall Warframe. Watch it right now.
Let me explain. You see, I haven't
an 8
watched
out of
it,
10.
but I've like absorbed it through YouTube Shorts.
It's better than Expedition 33.
Yes, it is actually. Oh my god, Expedition 33. I don't think we've ever gotten a chance to talk about Expedition 33.
Let's not go fully into that. Dio,
at the very least, I'll let because Rain wants to talk. Wants to hear me talk about the character.
Okay.
So at the very least, I'll talk about Cassiel, and then we can talk about
That's
33.
Yeah, then we can
the
go
reason
with
Rain. Dio, we're even here in the first place. Was originally that.
But yeah, we could get it to 33 and some Cyberpunk to talk later. But the
All right.
what were we going to say? So, Rain, you wanted to hear me talk about my character and some ideas for like the background of my character.
There's nothing about like
things
your
that
like
freak
well there's no like set events. There's like some vague concepts of your early life. There's no events that occurred, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So for actually here, I can't play their actual theme because it's from Fate Apocrypha, but I can play their backup theme because it's from the Fate visual novel, which won't get dinged by DMCA. So I am playing in an Arknights based campaign that Rain is going to run soon, and I'm going to be playing what are they called? The Angel People? I don't know Arknights so well.
Dorano. Bro,
Sancto, yeah.
you're so far removed from Arknights, bro. What the fuck?
The Angel People.
The Angel.
The winged guys, as you so eloquently put it in one episode of fucking Independent Contractors.
And this theme is actually even more fitting than what the other theme is going to be musically, because I am heavily basing this character off of Kirei Kotomine from Fate. I have.
No.
Is that the guy? Is that the guy from the video where there's like the little girl tilts her head and then she gets shot?
Yes,
No.
that's the guy.
Wait, no, is it?
Okay.
That's the guy.
That's
When he was in the
no,
Grail, in the Grail in Sotilia.
That's Kurotsugu.
That's
Oh.
Kuzu.
No, that is the other guy. Yeah, true.
Okay.
No, Scarf was like, yeah, that guy.
This is the
Oh, I thought you weren't going for the. I actually discovered that I like making people suffer, and that's my.
Yes, correct. Yes. So I find Kirei Kotomine to be one of the most interesting characters in all of Fate, in my opinion. And so I was like, what if I play Kirei Kotomine, but in D&D? For those of you that haven't watched Fate, allow me to explain the core crux of my character, and to some extent Kotomine, although they differ in some ways. That being that they are born evil. What I mean by born evil is that they have an innate desire to watch other people suffer. And this is not something that they control. This is not something that they can help in any way. They are just like that. And they just have to deal with the fact that the only joy that they get in life is not the joy that other people can feel. They only feel joy when they're causing the suffering of other people. It's almost to some extent like Dexter, if you ever watched Dexter before, where like you're in the mind of a serial killer or a psychopath and you're like, why do they do the things that they do? It's a compulsion that they can't control. That being said, Kirei Kotomine and my character, who is named Cassiel, were both had the luxury of being born into a very religious family. Specifically, the Sancta always follow the law. I think that's what it's called, right? Yeah, always follow the law. And Kirei Kotomine grew up as a priest who was taught the words of God. And so they were told, hey, these impulses that you have are wrong. They're explicitly bad and you should not do them. And so it's not like my character, because it still is a D&D campaign. I can just play a bad guy unless we're doing bad guy campaign stuff. They have that feeling, they have that impulse to cause harm to other people, but they know that it's bad. Not because they have a feeling that it's bad, like inherently most people can vibes-based understand morality. They can't do that. They were just told, hey, Cassiel, no, you can't do that to people. Cassiel, don't murder people.
No, stop shining the magnifying glass on the ants.
You can't
Stop
do
ripping
that.
the legs off the spiders.
You can't do that, Cassiel. It's bad. And so they are under no preconception that it is a good thing to murder people. They know that it's bad. They know that they shouldn't do it, and they know that they are to some extent evil. That being said, though, we even branch into another to completely shift from Fate into another I'm kind of merging two different characters together. If any of you have watched the series Bakemonogatari, my favorite character in all of Bakemonogatari is a man by the name of Kaiki. And he has a line that if someone is a fake, they're actually more real than the real thing, because they have to try hard to be real. Or even, to be explicitly clear, who is a better hero? Is it better to be born a hero, to be born just and good, or do you have to work for that shit? Because Cassiel, and to some extent Kodamine, have to work to be good. They know that they want to be... Cassiel doesn't want to be a bad person. It's just that they were born in a way where it's really hard to not want to kill people. And they have to work really hard to live under a certain set of rules so as to not ever break certain tenets of their code. And to be specific, they needed an outlet for that. And so they became an executioner or an executor for the Sancta. How do we solve this issue where you have an impulse to kill, but killing is bad, and they know that killing is bad? They've been throughout their whole upbringing, they've been taught that killing is bad. Easy. Find a legal way to kill people. And so they're an executor that works for the law, that kills bad guys. Again, moving over to like something like Dexter, they have found a way to legally kill people. Or Dexter isn't actually legal. Actually, no, not like Dexter. Dexter kills bad guys, but does not do it legally. Does not do it legally. But yeah, Cassiel only kills people that have gone against the law. And because of that, though, Cassiel is a rather strict adherence to the law. Like, if you break the law, then legally she is allowed to kill you. And there's no reason, like, your life is forfeit at that point. Which works out because Rain's campaign is set up in a way where we are basically a Black Ops unit that's going in to assassinate and or stop really bad people. And that's Cassiel's perfect job.
The dream job, if you will.
Not gonna lie, someone that says they're born good, that motherfucker's probably the worst alive.
Yeah, I think most good people don't go around saying they were born
I was
good.
born good.
No, so but like I've always found this to be true to some extent, is that the characters who just inherently don't have to work, but this is like true of most heroes, like shonen protagonists. Like Naruto doesn't have to work hard to feel empathy, or etc., something like that. But like a character like Kirei, or a character like Kaiki or Cassiel, my character, they are interesting to me because they actively have to work hard to be good. They're like they have to, like, nope, gotta remember, sorry, breaking people's fingers is bad. I can't do that. I'm so sorry. I'm working on it. I gotta. And they actively have to fight their own impulses.
Pleasant sense. Meditation.
Kirei plus Kaiki sounds nuts as a character. Correct. I think when I pitched the idea to Raid said, Dio, if you were not the person pitching this character idea to me, I'd say no, because what the fuck are you talking about? Born evil.
Like, if it was anyone other than Dio, I would not trust them with this concept to not kind of be just a derailing force to the whole thing.
Yeah, and to be I've taken precautions, even like the not to make an ad for it. Cassiel's personality, I think I've mentioned this to Rain before in the documents that I'd sent Rain. Cassiel's personality is actually rather pleasant.
Yeah.
To the extent that they are like squeaky clean almost. They are even like less of a fake priest than what Kirei was, because Cassiel feels genuine not sympathy, genuine appreciation for the law for allowing her to murder people. So she's like, I love my nation, I love the law. The law is great. We should all obey the law.
I love Jesus Christ for letting me kill them.
I love Jesus. Is that she is very devout towards the law and towards her people, towards the Sancta. And she is also rather happy and rather soft-spoken. You can think of them as like a soft-spoken priest that's like oh, hello. what a wonderful day under the visor of the law. We are all equal under the law, as long as you don't break it, of course. We would not want anyone to break the law. They're not like a broody, edgy, evil kind of person. It's just that they're kind of insane. You know what I mean? They're kind of fucked up.
There's a very it almost reminds me of like when first starting C-Squad, that Blizzard had the very fake, like overly friendly, like very overly friendly persona, overly positive. It's like Castiel, in a similar way to Blizzard at that time, trying to hide any of their more negative qualities. Blizzard has fewer of them than Castiel, certainly, but as for himself, but like trying to hide it under a layer of like just being squeaky clean to the point that it's suspicious. It's like, this isn't real.
Yeah, they're overly nice. They're overly polite, I should even say. They're not mean to people in the slightest. Because they are, as Reaper from Overwatch said, I'm just quoting things now. They're a high functioning sociopath. They fit into society extremely well. And as I mentioned, they're extremely thankful towards the law and towards Sancta society. To allow them to exist in a way that is not only that curbs their impulses, but is also allows them to actively be a work for good in the world. It allows Castiel to think that she is doing something that is right, that would make her parents proud. It's like, oh yeah, I found a way to not be a complete drag on society. I just have to kill bad people. They all have to die.
Yeah.
I used to pray for times like this.
I mean, you're capable of feeling sorry for the people that she kills as well, so...
Yeah, yep. And in terms of, like, what a pre-session for Castiel would look like, so, for one, there are a couple of different things that we could start with. I would imagine with a character like this, they could start with animals or whatnot, although animals don't really exist in Terra at all, which is weird.
Well, there's animals, they're just like a little different than...
Yeah. Or even like here's a question. Because I'm fine with no matter what. Would it be Castiel's parents, or would Castiel be orphaned because her parents abandoned her? First off, question from the start. Because she could be like she could be an orphan, because her parents realized that she was fucked up, and then from there, she could have been adopted into the executioners. Or were her parents? I don't remember if we talked about this before. Because her parents could just be an executioner to begin with, right?
Yeah.
Although that would involve you. That would involve. That's more of a question for you, because I'm fine with either. Because she either could have been adopted into the executioners, or she could. Her parents could have just been executioners, and we're like, hey, we're gonna teach you how to channel whatever the fuck's going on with you.
Yeah, I can definitely see it going either way. I think an interesting concept with regards to that as well could be like something that I've played with is the idea of, I mean, this would be the way to connect you to the main like substance and story of the thing, is like certain experiments being run in the Lateran, and almost trying to like use there's certain stuff with the law that, you know, as is shown in some of the later events, may allow them to, at least in some degree, almost bring back old, like, saints and popes. And it's almost like a trying to, like, bring it back to, like, bring them back as, like, an influence to people. So it could be something that almost, like, they see Castiel as an opportunity to, like, test out, okay, well, who's our, like, most, like, merciful and, like, kind, like, pope? We can try to almost experiment, jam them in there.
Yeah.
See if it fixes things.
Then yeah, there's a couple of different things. Like depending on how. So this is depending on. I'll leave this up to you. But depending on how twisted you want to be, it could unironically be that you were talking about, like, they were doing experiments. Castiel could have been an orphan child who was known to be problematic because of the things that she was doing, and then the executioners, or I would call them the executors. What are they called?
Executors.
Executors. Jesus Christ. The executors
Like
could have gone,
Pokemon.
hey, here's a good here's a good orphan child that we can do some experiments on.
This orphan child seems awfully evil. All right, inject some Pope juice into him.
Because
We
either
can
way,
push
if
the experiments in that child.
either way, either if she is an experiment, because she's an orphan, or because maybe it was like a concerned father that was like, hey, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to fix you. So they went to this experiment as a genuine cure. I'll leave that up to you because that would be on your side of the characters, right? You'd be controlling either the father or the mother in this instance, and or father figure, mother figure, depending on if they're blood related or not. But I think that's probably a decent way to start. And then from there, I had a couple of different ideas. So for one, I think that there was that one NPC you mentioned that was also from the executors that kind of knew me, and that it would be because, again, Cassio is usually very nice and very polite and very kind in terms of their actual outwards demeanor. So that person who has worked with Cassio before could have, it was like, hey, don't trust her, by the way. And everyone's like, what? She's a nice priest lady. What are you talking about?
This is also very interesting because I think, Dio, I think we talked about this. I think we're like doing some linking of Cassiel and a little bit to Tyru's character.
Yeah.
So he will know that you're perhaps not so nice.
Yeah. And we could even have more, we could have a scene with I don't know if you want to actually include Tyru. Doing that can be a little weird in terms of like having them sit around just for that scene. But the you can even like mention, you can make up a situation where there's a mission where both me and Tyru are there, and like maybe you could even do it where like I go in first and then cause some there are no prisoners, as it were. And then during Tyru's pre-session, you could have Tyru come in after me and then go, oh, what caused all of this? You know what I mean? Like that's a way I could think of like and then they hear my name or something like that, or even like my unit's name. Maybe they don't know it was exactly me, depending on how much mystery you want to. Yeah.
Well, for like Tyru, he was originally from Laterano and got exiled, and it's like, assumedly, where he would really be knowing is like, you know, executors making that decision, and you want to straight up kill him because he violated the he violated the law. You know, that is what you hear. You want to straight up kill him, and it is the conflict between you and the other, like Sancta, the other executor guy there, between, no, we shouldn't kill him, this is not like something worth killing, and like, no, he violated the law, we're fucking killing him.
Yeah, I think that even in that situation, then, like, you could even do, like, again, my unit goes in first, no prisoners, then I hear that Tyru's character is gone, and then we could have an in-character discussion between me and that other NPC, where it's like, oh, I'll hunt them down then. Cassiel says that she loads the shotgun, and that character's like, no. It's like, but they broke the law. What do you mean, no?
No, that's my boy. No.
Because we could even have that discussion in character, where, depending on, and we could have the severity of how much that character doesn't like Cassiel based around what exact words are said in that conversation. And then I think that those are the important ones. That's like, what, 3 different scenes? Outside of that, it really depends on if you could or want to tie me into other characters because of the way do the executors only work within Laterano?
It's dependent upon the executor. You can do other things. You would be more. I've got to find a way to heavily link you. There's like a specific like. There's a specific like experimental substance thing that is like the kind of like MacGuffin-y kind of thing that I want to like have everybody as some link to. But so Tyru would probably be the main character you'd have some link to, because the other 2 are from Yan. They're from all the way out in Yan.
Far away,
yeah.
Then you can another scene could be trying to link me to that character that you were talking about. But you would have to find a way to do that on your side without telling me, obviously, for you know what I mean. I'm sure you can find a way to link my character to the thing.
He's here.
Or even you could even have a conversation about the whatchamacallit, specifically, I don't know if it was if they try to make it a secret about what they're doing with the Pope doctrine. The whatchamacallits, stuff from you could even make it explicit about like what's happening. Like maybe like later on in life, my parent figure goes, "Hey, I'm trying to fix you," depending on whether or not you want to have that conversation. And then even like
it is also fair. It is also fairly fitting that you would that we would be looking to have something where you end up kind of, for whatever reason, away from Lateran. Maybe you find too much and they're trying to get, they're trying to send you to go do something far off or something, because one of the main things that I did want is like, everybody kind of like is stuck not going back to their homeland. There's something.
Yeah, I was just about to say is that the outside of that, I think the last scene would be finding a way to get me outside of Laterano. Finding some way, like maybe I accidentally dig too deep into some of the stuff that you had mentioned before, and then my character, and then they can't. I'm probably a rather high value executor because of how I am. I just follow orders and kill whatever they want me to. So they don't want to exile me or anything like that. But they have to get me away from stuff for a while. And so they're like, "Hey kid, hey champ, it's time to strike it out on your own." So that's probably a conversation in and of itself. Don't return until you find out some secrets about yourself or something like that.
I think I'm going to dip.
By the way, hello, Red. Red is another one of the players for my, Patreon campaign. Glad to hear. Glad to hear you're liking the campaigns, Rain. Red.
As a side note, I don't know because I don't know the artist for this, so you probably can't show it on stream, unfortunately. But this is the token for Cassiel.
Oh, let me check. Nice. This conveys the correct.
I'm going to see it before I leave. Oh, nice. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, a little anecdote. By the way.
Before that. Wait, no, you were about to say something because I was just gonna like say something and then leave.
You want to talk about Expedition 33, Karen?
No, yeah, we want to talk about Expedition 33. You know. Red
said don't want to hear anything about Expedition 33 again, so I might as well pack it up as well.
No, wait, no spoilers, no spoilers.
Red said that they're the insane player, and that that makes a lot of sense considering a bit in the first campaign was that Seraph, who was Rain's. Bro, why do I keep fucking confusing them? Red's character had such a long family tree that eventually just saying her family tree gave people psychic damage.
That's so fucking funny.
All right, Dio, do you have anything else to add, to put down?
No, I don't think I do. I think that's everything that was important. Obviously, feel free to, if you come up with an idea, feel free to fucking rip it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'll obviously add like more details to these, but I've got kind of like the events in these different pre-sessions. I've got like the events. Now it's about like it's gonna be about like putting them into put them into place and what I want the significance of the different scenes to be.
Yeah, and complete side note to everything. You had reminded me of that. Did you? So is it just like a meme that their family name is so long, or did you actually have the full family name?
Me or Rain?
Yeah.
No,
sorry. You were Red. For Red's family name, I was curious.
Well, Skorak's thinking about that on Saturdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. If you come to the Living Rain channel, you can
hold up. I booked this shit first. Hold up. I was waiting for this shit.
At 7 p.m.
I was waiting
Saturday,
for this shit. Fuck you. Hold up. Me and Skorak at Thursday. Me and Skorak at Thursday. 1 hour before D&D usual stream, we'll do a Lone Trail read along.
Woo!
Nice.
Woo!
Everybody
die.
is correct will be forced to do the Gyaro voice.
What?
So be a little
Nice.
What? No,
nice,
wait, I
nice.
didn't say.
Yes.
Yes.
Now he has to. Now he has to.
Australian
Thank you, Dom.
Gyaru specifically.
Thank you, Dom. Now he has to.
That was only the brochure.
They adopted a bit. I didn't have any planned from the start. Okay, because you mentioned that I had a character whose unironic bit was that. This was their name. To be specific, it was Ricardo Julio Montoya de la Rosa Ramirez Santiago.
Oh no! So
I remember years ago practicing this.
It's not that her name is long. Is that her family tree is so expansive and makes so little sense that when she starts talking about her relatives, people are like, "Please stop! Please stop!"
Name, okay.
No, she has Sarka's relatives, but she's also from Laterano and Sargon and Siracusa. Like it's fucking insane.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay, Mr. Worldwide.
Yeah, basically.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else then I am gonna go. I've got a lot of writing I gotta do.
Yep.
Right.
I salute you.
I also gotta go because I'm
I'll
about
see
to
you
crash.
fellas later.
Yep. I salute you.
Yeah.
Alright.
Gym 6 and 7 Saturday 7 p.m.
6,
with
7.
the prologue 6 7. Be there, or you're not gonna be 6-7ing.
For my shout out, expect the Chrono Arc video somewhere in between 2 months and 2 years.
Hell yeah.
Well, for my
We love the
shout
consistency.
out, be sure to watch the Lone Trail read along voice acting thingy magic stream and Thursday. I don't know what we'll do. Maybe voice act, maybe not. Who knows? Hopefully with this one, we only yap. We'll finish one note in 1 hour, rather than 1 and 30 minutes. 1 hour 30 minutes.
But don't throw shade at me, okay?
No, it was my fault mostly.
I don't. By the way, sorry, I salute you, Para. GG. If you're not
No, it's fine. Go. Speak your shit.
I don't. I want to make it clear. No, we didn't do that on stream, did we? No. Me and Squark were just talking about Arcane, season 1 and 2 before the session, before the podcast, and I think that my opinion on Expedition 33. I'm gonna again not go into spoilers. But I think that my opinions on 33 are very similar to Arcane, where I said to call it bad is coping. Like 33 is not a bad game. I do think it's overhyped, but I also don't even think that that's like too extreme of take. Obviously, like, there's the Game Awards thing, but we don't even need to get into that. Like, I do think that people are big on 33, and I do think that it does some things really, really well. Again, not getting into spoilers, I think the story is quite good, for the most part. But we were to talk Skorak about the things that you don't like about the story in the later parts, and I agree with you. But for the most part, we could agree that most of the story of 33 is pretty good. The characters are really good, etc. The dialogue is really, really good in 33. But I do think that the 33 is overhyped, though. I think that specifically the over-centralization of the parry, to me, is really tilting.
It's definitely, like, it feels... Okay, one way I have been describing 33, and I stand by, is that it's the first Oscar bait video game. Like...
I don't know if that's true, but I understand what you mean.
Yeah. The parry feels like such a, man, Western fans who have never played a JRPG in their life are gonna love this. And they did! Did love this!
Yeah, no, I'm gonna say they did. So just speaking about gameplay, with Expedition 33, I wish that if they really were set on the parry, no, I can't even say that. Because I know people that are exactly what you're talking about. I have multiple friends who hate JRPGs, who played through all of 33 and loved 33 because it gave their ADHD brain something to focus on, besides messing around in menus and shooting things at turn based, right? Like they're usually like movement shooter players who could never get into Pokemon, like the turn-based back and forth. They find it very boring, but the parry allowed them to actually stick with the JRPG enough to enjoy the story and characters. And like, for that, I'm glad for those people. What makes me sad about it is that all of the character building is useless if you can't parry. If you're bad at parrying and dodging, the game falls apart. And what makes me sad is that you can come up with like these really cool and interesting builds, and none of them matter if you just die in 1 to 2 hits because you can't parry. Like why have all that interesting build diversity? Why have all these characters that play so differently, and then be able to like mess with their pictos and make these really cool and interesting builds in the same way that like you can in like Bravely Default or Final Fantasy Tactics or Fire Emblem, and then go, oh, I'm sorry, all of that like character building you did in Fire Emblem, duck this one. If you can't duck this one, die, lose, go back. It's like it's testing. Okay, I just had a brain blast. I just had a brain blast.
Okay.
It is like, I don't know if any of you, this might be I don't know if any of you even play this game. If any of you played Teamfight Tactics, in Teamfight Tactics, most of the game is just basically a card game. But the one thing is that in Teamfight Tactics, there is a thing called the carousel, or at least there was a thing called the carousel, where you had to run towards the middle and collect a champion for your board before, and it was a test of reflexes, basically. It's like, could you make it to your champion if you were contested before the other player? And it's like, why in this strategy card game am I being tested on my reflexes? I don't want that skill to be tested when I'm doing my strategy card game. That's what all of Expedition 33's gameplay felt like to me. And like, there are some people, as I said, that really like that, who can't get into the strategy without the parry. But for me, I hated it. I hate making all of my cool builds that don't matter if I can't parry. But why allow me to make cool builds if they don't matter if I can't parry?
I was about to pull the contrarian card on you, but I was about to be like, you like Souls games. Those have a hard level of access where you need to learn these mechanics to play the game. Why make that exception with this? Because it has something other thing that you like? But yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it's not about the difficulty.
I'm so glad I'm surrounded by very normal people, because most people I interact with, their opinion about Expedition 33 ends with, oh, I get something to do in between turns. Oh, cool. I'm just gonna go play the game.
No,
I'm so
that's
glad I'm
normal,
surrounded by people who just try the game for a couple of minutes and they go, this is not for me. I'm just gonna go play something else. God, it's so nice.
Well, no, it's just that I really wanted to like it though, right? Like I stuck with it until Act 2, or no, but Act 2, Act 2, right? Anyway, it doesn't matter. I got like decently far into the game. And I really, really, really wanted to like it. I just kept getting frustrated by it. I speak of a place because, like, for you, Dom, the people that you're talking about are very like apathetic. They're not frustrated because they can't move forward in the game that they want. They're just like, it's just not for me, you know. And I have plenty of games that are like that. I have plenty of shows that are like that. Like I watch.
Yeah, but this is like almost for you. But there's one aspect that you absolutely despise.
Yeah, it's just, I really want to like it.
Oh
and
my god. Actually, I'm realizing this is. I also have people who get tilted like that in my main friend group as well. Recently, they got tilted over Silksong being really on runbacks, and you know what they did?
Yeah.
They just modded the fucking game.
That's completely based. Fine, that's completely fair.
Yeah, I was about to say, hey, the solution to your problem is to mod the parry out of the game, and then you can enjoy the story of the game. Holy shit!
Yes, well, and like, I like Sekiro, but the big difference here is the expectations, right? I like Sekiro, and Sekiro is primarily based around only the parry, right? Like, there's no fake, like, there's, I guess, character building in Sekiro, but not really. You're coping if you want to build a character in Sekiro. You're there only for the parry. My problem with Expedition 33 is that it, to some extent, pretends like it wants to be a in-depth RPG with character building, where all the characters are unique, and then all of the unique characters can be built in these interesting different ways and builds and stuff like that. But none of that matters if you can't parry. And I don't think they do a good job at marrying these systems together. Where Sekiro is only the parrying. There is no character building for me to get upset about. I just have to get good at parrying. Like that's the only thing. That's why I'm there. That's why I bought the game. That's why I'm installing the game. Expectations to me are like really important. I recently got into a problem with this with 40k Rogue Trader, but we don't have to go down that path.
Rogue Trader. You played Rogue Trader?
Yeah,
well, that's interesting.
We don't have to get it. We don't have to get into Rogue Trader. I'm going to lose my mind with Rogue Trader. But anyway,
really that bad?
Do you want me to rant?
I kind of want you to get into Rogue Trader. I'm sorry, Dio. I kind of want you to get into Rogue Trader because I played Rogue Trader and I enjoyed the.
You played Rogue Trader? Okay.
I enjoyed the part I played, which was like Act 1.
Okay. I really like Rogue Trader, notably. Yeah, 40k Rogue Trader. Yeah. I really like Rogue Trader. I think that it is quite good. It's like sad that they don't have full voice acting, but like we can't expect everyone to have the budget that Laureate Studios does. That's like fine. The thing about Rogue Trader that makes me angry is again about expectations. There, very early on, there was a situation that frustrated me to no end, and I promise you, I went back and redid this part 3 times just to make sure that this is true. Do you remember saving Cassia?
Saving
that was the navigator woman with the white hair. Yes, the navigator woman with the white hair. Okay.
Yes, I've done that.
So, for those of you that don't know anything about 40k, I'm not going to break down the whole entire lore thing, but let's just say that you are in control of a ship. The ship needs a navigator. It's really important that you have a navigator for reasons I won't get into. So you go to this, you go to a ship to get a navigator because you've heard that one is there. When you get there, there's one guy who more or less says, "Hey, the navigator that you're here to find is a whatchamacallit. The navigator that you're here to find is an evil monster who can't control her powers and needs to die." And you go, "Okay, that's weird." And then there's another guy who is the guard of the navigator, who's like her royal guard, and she goes, "No, the navigator is not a monster. She needs to be saved." Through dialogue and persuasion, you can talk to both of these characters, and both of these characters can agree, yeah, actually, you could just take her and we'll be fine. And what I mean by that is that the guy that wants her dead goes, "Hey, actually, if you just want to take the navigator, I'm cool with that. I don't actually need her to die. I just want her off my ship." And the guy that wants to protect her goes, "Yeah, she's not safe here because there are people trying to kill her. So it's actually probably best that if you take her." However, the game really wants you to get into a combat situation, get into a combat situation and get into a boss fight at the end of this dungeon. And so when you get to the end of all of the dialogue between these two characters, they're like back and forth, like, "No, she's a monster, she has to die. No, she has to be protected." There is no way to just take her and leave. You must fight one of these people. When both people agree that if you take her and leave, everything would be solved. You can go to both of them and go, "I don't give a fuck about your war with these other faction. I just want the navigator lady." And both people agree, "Yeah, actually, everything will be solved if you take her and leave." But Rogue Trader wants you to have a boss fight. There has to be a boss fight at the end of this dungeon. And so you get no choice. There is no non-combat option to this. And maybe I'm spoiled from BG3 and DOS2 and Divinity. Maybe I'm spoiled from Larian Studios, but that pissed me off massive. Why set the expectation that there's going to be a choice for non-combat if you always have to have a boss fight? Why? I'm asking you to do less. I'm gonna ask you to do more.
Damn. Now that's...
It's really bad. Maybe you didn't get to that dialogue part of the tree.
No,
because you have to talk to Felix. Because if you discover everything about why Felix is betraying, and then you have to succeed 2 persuasion checks to get Felix to say, "Yeah, actually, I actually don't need her to die. I just want her gone." And I'm like, "Oh yes, I figured it out. I'm going to do the non-combat solution. Oh, my only options are boss fight 1 and boss fight 2. This is again a failure of setting up expectations. When you give me the expectation that there is going to be a solution that does not involve combat, and then tell me that it's only combat, then I'm going to get mad. Not because your combat is bad, but because you gave me the expectation that there would be another way. Like, why, again, going back to 33, why give me the expectation that there are all of these cool and interesting builds if none of it matters if I can't parry?
Legitimately,
there's no expectation. There's no expectation for Sekiro. There's no expectation for builds in Sekiro. Just parry.
Do you remember the Grandes in 33? Do you remember doing that like area and then you unlock the Grandes merchant and it's all a bunch of defensive builds, a bunch of tank options, and you're like, wow, this is useless.
Yes, yeah.
Like technically I could build as a tank, but the enemies are already so fucking tanky that if I do anything else and just build damage and parry, I'll be here for
You'll be there for so long.
Yeah,
so long. So long.
We're here for so many business days.
And I'm like giga spoiled from Larian Studios because in Baldur's Gate 3, it went above and beyond my expectations in that regard. Like, you can just skip shit. And Baldur's Gate 3 is really good at going, yeah, you just skip it, bro, I don't care. like, it's just like, yeah, you found out that you could give 7 buffs to Karlach and then jump over the boss encounter? Okay, you're in Act 2 now, what's up? What up? Where I feel like Rogue Trader would be like, no, you can't do that. No, there's got to be a boss right here. And I understand that, like, again, not everything could be Larian, but like, man,
yeah, no, Larian
just
is...
don't give me the dialogue option that says that Felix agrees with me. If Felix never agrees with me, then I'm never mad.
Larian is so cracked in terms of choice. Like, I remember me playing Baldur's Gate 3, right? And my siblings have already finished it. And I am a very completionist person, but Baldur's Gate 3 is the sort of game where it doesn't matter if you like triple check the map, you won't get anything, right? Like something, you're gonna miss something.
Yep.
And I was in the area with the Sun Temple between Acts 1 and 2, and my siblings had never set off the Sun Lance, or however the fuck that's called, the giant laser that blows up the temple. And they saw me do that, and they were both like, what the fuck, you can do that?
Yeah, no, and it is like, to some extent, it's because I'm spoiled as fuck. Like, the Divinity Original Sin 2 and Baldur's Gate 3 are like both once-in-a-lifetime games. I think that I'm not sure if this is true, but I remember hearing that there was that Wizards of the Coast asked the Baldur's Gate 2 developers to make Baldur's Gate 4, and they went, how the fuck, what? You expect us to follow up Larian Studios' Baldur's Gate 3? Fuck no, what? Huh? Huh?
Yeah, Monolith, I think they're called.
Yeah, but they were like, no, what the fuck, no, huh?
Yeah, no, they're cracked. I will say like, the one pet peeve I have for Larian, and I think that's why I'm a bit bigger fan of Rogue Trader than you. I like the options. I don't like them as much as just good, solid plot writing. Right? And I feel like that was always the part where Larian... They're still good, by the way. Larian is still very good at writing stories and writing characters. They're just not the fucking best, like they are at everything else, when it comes to their
I think that,
CRPGs.
I think that specifically their... I'll say this about Larian. I think that especially in Baldur's Gate 3, their character writing is really good. Their story writing is still kind of It's still very safe D&D story, right? Like, there's not a lot of like, ooh, that's really interesting. And like, to be fair, Owlcat is great at story.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's why I like the Owlcat.
Yes, Owlcat are really good writers, and also 40K is a really cool world. In terms of like 40K versus the D&D, 40K is, I mean, listen, everyone has their preferences, but 40K is a really fucking interesting world. So yeah, in terms of like, even from like what from the setup of Rogue Trader, to like what I've seen inside the game, I played Wrath of the Righteous as well. Owlcat, I will say I agree with you, are better story writers. To the extent where it's like, I understand why they can't have voice acting for everything, because it's even more dialogue than Baldur's Gate 3. There's so much, there's like 2 novels in Rogue Trader, bro. In Wrath of the Righteous, it's like reading a novel. But yeah, it's just like it is unfortunate. Even in something like, oh god, when I played Wrath of the Righteous, it was so... Little thing here. This is, again, comparing the 2 games. In Wrath of the Righteous's prologue, there is a instance where you are fighting demons. And there is one instance where there are oil barrels. And you can have Fireball if you start as a wizard. Or, like, not Fireball, but, like, Scorching Hands or something.
Fire spell.
if you pop the oil on the ground and then try to fireball the ground that has oil, nothing happens. Because it is within the base rules of D&D that's not, you can't do that. Fireball has to have, and I think it even explicitly states, like if you look in the 5e rules, fireball, it can only target a creature. It can't target like the ground or something like that. You can't cast fireball on the ground. I might be, or maybe not fireballs explicitly, but you can't cast whatever spell I was trying to cast on the ground. You have to cast it on a creature. And so the oil just didn't do anything. Interaction with the map and the interaction with the world and the elements, and it was so sad when I snuck up behind this demon. I poured oil all around it and then just couldn't click the ground to set it on fire. I just didn't do anything. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm gonna kill myself. Because like, again, rules is rules. In 5e you can't do that, but come on, man. But again, it's hard to code. I'm comparing it to some of the best RPGs that have ever been made. I am a spoiled Larian baby.
Yeah. And it's definitely also apologies. Sorry.
Scorching Ray can do it. I don't think I had Scorching Ray because again, this was early on in the game. I think it was the spell that I was trying to use couldn't target the ground, so it couldn't target the oil that was on the ground. Scorching Ray might be able to do it. I don't remember because I didn't end up going wizard. I ended up going some weird ass class. I don't remember.
Yeah. It's also like a thing of like what priorities you have, what you like place more emphasis in a CRPG. Like, I do think choice and consequence and interactivity is very important, of course, but for me, story is always king. So, you know, that's why...
Yep, I mean, that makes sense, yeah. Well, when I said fireball, I'm just using... It was some first level...
fire spell.
It was like Burning Hands or something? I don't remember. It was some... not even Burning Hands. It was some first level fire spell. I say fireball because I was shooting fire. I don't remember what fire spell it was.
Yep.
It's whatever one you start with in Wrath of the Righteous.
So yeah, that is definitely a difference since. But I mean, look, man, CRPG fans, we're really good. Okay, we are currently doing like undergoing a second renaissance of the genre, and I'm good. You know, I'm not gonna complain.
I love you, Larian.
Larian is, bro, Divinity, man. Oh,
Looking forward to it.
I can't wait 3 years until it gets to early access and 3 more years until it's like playable in its full fucking form. Oh.
All right, but there you go. That's my dissertation on Expedition 33 and whatnot.
Yeah. All right, cool. So since nobody wants spoilers, I can't go into the.
Yeah, I returned just in time to not hear all of this. Very nice.
Welcome back.
We didn't actually say anything spoilery.
I know. No, I'm fine with hearing spoilers again.
Oh, yeah?
I finished most of Expedition 33. I haven't done the post-game stuff.
I've done everything, by the way. I have gotten all the achievements, and I have also done the secret super bosses that you get for the thank you update. So like, I'm good.
Yeah, I forgot you're a psychopath.
Yeah. That's my psychopath trait. Your psychopath trait is writing pages and pages of lore. My psychopath trait is beating games I don't like, so I can hate them properly.
You know what?
Right.
Based enough.
All right, chat. That's all you get out of me.
Okay.
That's all the conversation I want to talk about.
Sounds good. I will okay. So it seems like a good place to end it anyway. We got our little yap session. We got our little D&D tabletop talking. This was the the trial run for that podcast. Tabletop podcast I pitched to you, Dio. So there you go. Now you have a little taste of it.
And I showed up.
Yep.
And I showed up.
Look, I'd invite you to, Dom, if you weren't deathly afraid of schedules.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I'm like a person in the sitcom who enters through the door and then the crowd claps, but instead of clapping, it's like, who is that guy? What is he doing?
Alright, you're definitely afraid of schedules, Dom? Alright, I remind you, we're supposed to meet together tomorrow then. Ooh, yeah, scary.
Tomorrow.
Scary.
Yikes. Oh, what you guys doing? Oh wait, actually, is it something you can say on stream?
What? No, it's voice acting for the Corona work video.
Neat. Alright, cool.
He was doing the guy in armor.
Oh, he's doing Ironheart. Fuck yeah. Oh, no, wait. Is it how he's called?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I remember it. Okay, nice. Alright then, chat. Thank you very much for being here, for watching. I saw a couple of new people today, which was fun. It was pretty nice. So, yeah. We'll see you all later, next week, hopefully, with a D&D video. Look forward to the UMA campaign on Wednesdays at 5 p.m. PST. Actually, no, 4 p.m. PST. So, 2 a.m. my time. Also, yeah, that one. Also, Friday, Palworld 1.0, I'll try to get people to play it with me. I don't know if it's gonna happen, if it's gonna work out, but I'm gonna keep pestering people. Hopefully it's gonna work out.
Okay. Bye. Have a wonderful time. How late is it for you right now, Dom, by the way? Like right